All right, back to Suntown. I am extremely excited to see how much further our exploration of this timeless place goes. When we last left our heroes, you had been partway through having explored Suntown, having made a new friend in the form of a fire genasi named Ember, who was here seeking out a ally of theirs, a Pyralisk, that had mistakenly found itself underneath the protection of the Haven House here in Suntown, an abode that offered shelter to rare animals often hunted. Upon talking to the proprietor of this place, just after having had an odd encounter, Hanu having thought that perhaps she saw her ancestor and sending Zarman to interact with them before coming back to confirm that it had indeed been them and passing off a small paper airplane message. She had received a hard to read reaction and a bit of wise advice from this stranger before they left and the group had reconvened to meet the owner of Haven House. Inside, you met a strange coterie of creatures, and as you talked to the owner, you cleared up the misunderstanding, but also found out that the creature themselves didn't stay there inside of the havens, but had been perhaps spotted nearby the bridge. And if they weren't so currently preoccupied, they would go search with you, but it would otherwise be left up to you. Fine. Reconvening with the rest of your allies who had found one lead in their search for the gnome on the tome, you all gathered back at the Overlook. The giant acacia tree with its branches bowed across this cavernous town. You look down from the same table you'd sat at before, sharing drinks and conversation, while Eliza mules over a strange book. Some of the words have been cut out of it, and it seems to be a puzzle, a lead in finding this gnome on a tome. Rue kind of leans in, and together the two of you start to put together this cipher, as she displays a strangely uncanny knowledge for the way riddles and ciphers work, making a few vague mentions about how fairies and pixies love riddles. And in that regard, I need you, Sarah, to give me a investigation check. I can give it for you if you're not accessible.
And Babette did give her a necklace that gives her +5 to decode ciphers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still getting into the game. My bad. 1 second.
Listen, the ultimate power move was you asked me chance to make an investigation check that one time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's so
You
beautiful.
give me an investigation check.
Yeah.
That was pretty legit. It's just not loading.
I'll roll it for you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
Okay.
good.
Yeah, as mentioned earlier, server is already having issues.
Yeah.
All right, so 16 plus
Plus
5, so
5.
21.
And plus a
And-
d4,
Yep. So
24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It takes you about an hour to go through all the pages of it. And along the way, you discover that it's not just the words that are there, but it's also the line on which the words, indicating that if that word had been found on the third line from the top of the page, then it was the third letter in that word. And with that, you managed to put together a strange, well, it seems like a riddle or a song, to which Rue actually pipes in to rhythm with it. Today do I bake, tomorrow I brew. The day after that, the enchantress's child comes in. And oh, I am glad that nobody knew that the name I am called is Trinket Small Sip. Hmm. You think perhaps it might be a riddle, and I will post it in general for you.
So she knows the song? Do I know the song?
You've never heard it before, but when you put together all the letters from the cipher, it spelled this out.
Yeah,
And
so
then
it took you about an hour to get it.
Yeah, it took you about an hour to put them all together, and during that
Okay.
time, anybody that needed to do like short rest for like I don't know if anybody had short rest expenditures, but
Zarn was going to use a second level spell slot to summon Igor.
all right, there you go. And then
So, just because I've only ever described it once, I think, as Zarman, over the course of the 10 minutes of using Find Steed, you see like a small conglomeration of like stars cluster together before it finally forms as Igor.
Okay, so
Then Igor's there.
Rue sang the song, correct?
yes,
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna look at her and be like, "Where'd you hear that? What do you know about this song?"
well, she's saying it because you guys finished pulling the cipher together.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
she
after it was finished being put out, she saw it and goes, "It looks kind of like a song," and then kind of just
Gotcha.
hummed it
Okay.
out.
Yeah. Well, then never mind. Eliza's gonna continue to be really contemplative and try to figure it out. Does she? Day after-
So,
I don't know. Have I ever heard Trinket's Mulsip?
You've never heard that name before. It sounds really, strange. Sounds kind of like a gnomish name, or maybe a dwarvish name. Who knows? It's odd, but I've heard
something
weirder.
kind of curious about that. So it says, today do I bake, tomorrow I brew. I mean, could be a bakery, the first place. And then, and this is me running off of it. And then maybe it's steps you have to take to find him. Or, I mean, the other way of
Wasn't the
riddles.
Enchantress young under the illusion?
That's what Eliza says she spotted.
Well, and how do you determine today and tomorrow in a place where time doesn't pass?
I don't think that's why I don't think today or tomorrow it's related in that way. Are those dashes in today and tomorrow, are they there? Like were
Yeah,
they in
they
that?
were. Yes, they were.
Okay.
Do we know of like any place that?
Wait. Oh.
Well, I guess we wouldn't.
Is
Aw.
is Amaro like not slang, but is it in reference to something like some kind of natural or no?
No.
Give me an intelligence check.
Just concentrate. Maybe Maro is short for something very specific. She scritches, looks to the group as I pull up her character sheet and place intelligence. Yeah.
Doesn't ring anything to you. Tomorrow. No, it means the day after today.
Okay. I don't know. I'm on my wit's end, and she goes back to scritching Igor.
Would I have seen anything as we're like going around Suntown that might have stood like a place that might, I don't know, that it might make sense that someone referred to it as day or morrow for some reason?
No, you did see a bakery. You do note that you only have seen one bakery since you've been here. It's not exactly a very big, place. It's, really just a long street.
And the enchantress was the lady with the feathery cloak, right? Or is that someone else?
Oh, that's right.
It was.
Okay. Yeah. So
Rue pipes in that Morrow is a type of flower.
She
Mhm.
snaps her fingers and points to it. That's why I felt so, yeah, familiar.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Okay.
So
Do do I know of any alcohol brewed with that flower?
Not any alcohol, but it is used for a tea.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the tea shop. But the owner actually took a
Well,
lunch
maybe
break.
we have to. Maybe you have to make a certain kind of tea, in a way to draw him out.
Maybe.
Because two and then day separated. Day.
I'm sorry, guys. The only thing I hear about baked is, you know, that term of when you smoke something really good and just I'm so freaking baked right now. So I don't think I'm gonna be really useful here.
So help me. She's been hanging out with Ember too much.
Right. Well, there's also a day flower. So maybe there's two flowers you have to mix together.
Maybe.
Because there's the day flower and there's the marrow flower. Maybe if you mix those, you bake the day flower, some kind of recipe maybe. Bake day flower, and then you brew a marrow flower, and then after the centrist child comes in. So it sounds like we brewed that. It might lead us to another clue.
Bullsip sounds almost like the name of a drink.
Yeah,
Too.
that's what I'm thinking. It's like a tea, and a day flower. It's made of the greens are a day flower and a marrow flower.
I mean, there's lots of flowers that happen in the day.
No, a
Unless
day flower
there's
is a specific one.
There's a specific flower called dayflower?
Yeah,
Ah.
Brew actually told me a lot about this.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, we could definitely. Is there a flower shop chance? Do we walk past?
Not really a flower shop per se. I mean, there are places that sell flowers, yes. A lot of these places have like little like, you know, bits of flower arrangements that they sell in addition to like the boutique things that they sell.
Gotcha.
But not a particular flower shop, no. But there are lots of flowers just growing everywhere, you know.
Okay. Well, maybe
So-
let's look around and see if we can find these two flowers.
Are there any houses or shops that have flowers actually drying out in the sun? Or sunlight, I guess.
Go ahead and give me a nature check with advantage. I'll say Rue's giving
Okay.
you advantage on this.
D4. 19.
Okay. Then you would know that tea leaves are actually sometimes left to bake in this way. And so in that regard, they're probably just saying that, you know, it's about tea, and that first line is indicating that it's tea, and the second line is indicating tea of what kind.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Hmm.
tea shop.
Yeah, tea shop be a good look.
Something.
Maybe along the way, let's look at any flowers on the ground.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. You stand up. Were y'all eating anything or you know,
No, just
having any
drinks.
drinks while you were there? Okay.
Just drinks.
Then just go ahead and mark off 5 silver, somebody.
Alright.
And
It's somebody off the bag of holding. I don't know. Can they break platinum?
We have 21 silver. So I'll just make it 16.
Yeah, that's our.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
There you
All right. And then you end up making your way down this kind of rocky path away from the overlook and goes across this bowed bridge, which then like there's this bit of like very narrow, mossy, rocky steps that you take down back onto the main street. And are kind of shaded at this point in time. that still kind of golden glow catching to everything. But as you make your way back to the tea shop where you had been earlier, you remember as you see the sign on the front of it that the owner Aspen had stepped out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So maybe there might be something around here, but I'll stay up in front in case he comes back, since it might be seen as a little bit shady looking around a house, a building, like they were casing the joint, right? She looks over
I
to
mean-
Babette to see if she's using those terms correctly.
Everyone is looking for this gnome on a tome.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
sounds like a
you're right, you're right.
I'm-
Okay.
I mean, wouldn't expect us. I mean, we're not doing anything nefarious. We should be fine.
Okay, yeah, I just wondered. I'm still learning social rules of the
As
sovereign
long as you don't
states.
look shady while doing it, things should be fine.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
And
let's play
don't
as,
do
like, a
anything
game.
actually illegal.
Yeah, play as a game. It's a hide and seek game with clues and riddles.
Eliza's like, yeah, you and me both, Hanya.
we're both the fucking Bobbette and Zell's the one was saying common sense. Like, guys, let's just like game. We'll be fine. Yeah, step into the shop.
Still
It,
closed.
it's closed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's closed.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
looking around. I mean, yeah.
Hmm.
do there seems to be any flowers nearby?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna look next.
Yeah, what's in the windows?
You see a lot of flowers around, but again, when you look through the windows of the tea shop, it just looks like you're looking through this glass window front from a storefront. And inside you can see a very like feng shui garden with a river passing through the middle of the shop and a little bridge across it. But other than that, there's bundles of tea leaves hanging from the top of the like eaves of that place, but there's not any lights on inside, and so it's hard to tell like one tea bundle from another.
Are there any animals nearby, like birds, just chilling?
Give me a perception check.
Get
What kind of animal are you looking for? I
Uh,
mean, there are a lot of animals around.
anything that
so-
sticks around here, like if there's a squirrel, or if there's if there seems to be a nest, like something that just constantly is around here. Anything that
Like a
makes a
bird.
home, or like a
Yeah,
burrow
yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Perception.
Gotcha.
8.
Looking around, you don't really see any like nests of anything nearby. You do see like a lot of birds flying by, but it's hard to tell if any of them,
Shoot.
you know.
We'll hold out a berry and, whistle. Just say like, food, I need help, food's here. And if a bird does come to her, she'll just ask if the name Trinkets. Mulself seem familiar.
You see this little blue jay fly down and perch itself on your hand, and it takes this little bit of a nut that you've got, nibbles at it, and it just like shakes its head, and you kind of get like from the way it ruffles its feathers that it
Okay.
doesn't really know what you mean.
Okay, I'll just, be nice to bird. Just help, just give it a nice little pet scratch and give it some other food, and just chill with it until it wants to fly away. I'm at my wit's
Hanu,
end.
you look like a storybook princess right now.
What?
The way you just brought that bird to your hand, I feel like you should be singing to it.
Animals come to you when you have food. It's not that hard. Here, you can try
Hey.
it. You try it. Here. And she'll give you some food. Just wave it up in the air.
Just
Babette waves it in the air.
Give
Just
me
'cause
an
some-
animal handling. A bird flies down, lands on your hand. It's this like cute little robin. Ruffles
Babette
its
just-
feathers. It kind of like pecks at it and stuff, picks it up in its mouth, and it's just kind of like holding it there, and it like kind of like looks at you, and you can almost see your eye, like yourself, like reflected in its little black beady eye, and then all of a sudden another bird flies down and lands like right on like your forearm next to it, and you're like, "Oh, hey there." And it
You
just
know
like,
how when sometimes you hold a baby and you're like, I don't know how to hold this thing. What is this tiny human? That's what Babette's kind of doing right now. She's like, oh, apparently I'm a storybook princess.
See? It's just, here, do this, and she'll just do basic bird, just handling things of just like, oh, just let it chill.
Yeah.
Don't make too much hesitant movements, they're kind of skittish.
If
Hey.
they chirp at her, she'll chirp back at them.
they just look at you.
Hey, I have a maybe silly idea. Have you tried singing the riddle from the door?
Rue did right when it first started.
Okay. No effect on that. Hmm.
No, I think what transmitted, she sung it as soon as it was first found. I don't know if she sung it here.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I
not
was-
yeah.
here. No,
I was
sorry.
thinking of singing the song here at the
Yeah,
door.
if it does any
Oh,
effect.
no,
If
no.
it does anything.
Rue goes in and sings it as well, and pause for a moment. You hear the chirping of birds. The birds actually like kind of fly off from both of y'all's hands, and nothing.
Mm.
Hmm. Oh man. Ow. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. So here's a question. Sally looks at everybody. Hmm. So we could go kind of on the outskirts of the forest and see if we can just find these flowers in the wild.
Well, if we were gonna go out anyway, I think we should just head for looking for Ember's bird.
Yeah, I mean, it also seemed like the the worker or the owner of the tea shop was friends with the daughter of the enchantress, question mark. She will actually write out question mark in the air. And so, who knows?
Well, maybe in the way. I mean, maybe the riddle is not exactly literal, like
Yeah, so...
in pattern that way. Maybe it's in different patterns. Maybe we have to talk to the child, the enchantress, to get access to the tea shop, which then we'll get access to the final part of it.
Either way.
Well, I mean, I guess we could go back and visit her again. Does she
I'm
seem like she
kind
was
of more
busy
worried
with
about
something?
Pyralisk at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Babette actually went back to go pick up her item. That's what she was planning on doing. Did it right, Babette?
I actually got distracted shopping for things for when I eventually get a house again.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, we got two things. One is a moving target, the other is someone who doesn't want to be found right away.
Both are extremely difficult, but I mean, we could work it.
Do we want to split up again?
And the Pyralisk was said to be at a dried up river bed or stream, right?
Yeah, the one that you saw when you first came in.
Oh, okay. Not near the
Okay.
Enchantress's place.
No.
No. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess let's split up again. I mean, best to cover more ground. We did get both clues by doing it before, so do it again. Now we have kind of a general direction what we are looking for.
Mhm.
Alright, so same teams. But Bet you're kind of the odd man out. Do you want to come with me and Liza and Rue?
I'll go with Eliza, yes.
Alright. And you guys with Embo head to the dry water bed, see if you can find that perilous.
Hmm.
Alright,
Keep in
sounds-
touch if you find anything, and she taps her earpiece.
Oh, yeah, we do have those things. Okay.
And if look for just my honestly curiosity, just look for any day flowers or more flowers out there. If you see any, just pick them up. Just so if we have to do this ourselves manually making this tea, well, at least we'll have the ingredients. But anyways, we'll meet you guys back at 7.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
Let's go. And they'll start walking in the direction of the forest.
Okay. Let's start with the Team Pyralisk.
Hmm.
As you make your way back through, heading between the cliff faces of this narrow street of Sunday, you get back to the point where it reaches a wide river of fat, heavy washed stones, but it's long gone dry. Despite that, as you approach it, you feel like you can hear the sound of running water. You know that if you cross across the halfway point of that bridge, you even see people doing so, coming back and forth, that you'll no longer be. But you instead take a small rocky path down towards the dry river bed instead. The sound of running water becomes even louder as you approach. Looking left and right, you can see as it goes around a bend in each direction. Right underneath the bridge and to the left, kind of making a rocky step of path upwards and around the city itself. Who would like to lead on this?
I'd imagine Igor could help whoever was looking.
Oh, yeah.
Ember
And I
will-
believe Hanu had a spell for this, right?
Yeah. To probably Igor to help sniff out the feather, and then she'll localize it afterwards.
Yeah, and Ember will turn to Hano and you said you've looked for one of these before and found it successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't say that I'm intrigued. Please, do your thing.
Igor kind of pants up next to you. Looks at you, Zarman. Deep, heavy breaths expectant.
Summer nods to Igor.
Okay, go ahead and give me a survival check with advantage.
Oops.
I'll give him a 1d4.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right. So,
26.
nice even number. Okay. He sniffs up, gets around the bridge portion, and then he ends up going underneath it for a moment. And as you follow him underneath the bridge and then across the heavy stones, you can almost hear the sound of like splashing as he like jumps from each of the heavy stones to the other, but there doesn't seem to be any water still. As you follow after him, you realize it's kind of slow walking through here, as if you're wading through water, though there's nothing there. And yeah, you follow him around the middle supporting pillar of this bridge. Underneath its shade, you find kind of floating just a little bit of a rock, almost like it's being held buoyant by water. This long tuft of a red.
So we found another tuft.
Mm-hmm.
Does it seem to be moving, or is it just like in one place?
It looks like it's bobbing there above the water,
Okay.
but you don't see any water.
Uh,
And as you see, it looked like it's like almost like it's like hitting an ebb of current there against like where the pillar is. Like it's like almost like the water is pushing it against the wall, but there's no
Mhm.
water. So it's like it's got caught against it.
just for the sake of it, she's gonna concentrate really hard and shape water it over to us if there actually is any motion from that spell.
Give me a charisma check. Flat charisma.
10. Like her.
You try and pull at the water, and you kind of feel like there's a presence there, but it feels like it's too strong of a tide.
Alright, well, she'll just lay down and see if there, and just close her eyes and imagine there's water. But you're like, okay. It's something there. It exists, but it doesn't. I guess just like how time is here. But it probably is up ahead. It flew down here. Got caught.
Because it seems to be stuck on a support pillar of a bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything around the bridge that Igor could pick up besides that tuft? Igor or Zarman?
Yeah, there's like a couple of like sticks that are like stuck down in the rocks and stuff. Like big heavy ones. But other than that, it's just that tuft of a feather that you see there. Rather impressive one. Probably came off of its tail. So it's almost like the length of your arm.
Yeah. And of course, how deep is it if it were to have water?
If it were to have water, it would probably be about, for you, waist high.
Huh.
So slow to wade through. It's a wide river, but it doesn't look like it was a very deep.
Okay.
Why don't we just imagine walking through it? Maybe that'll give us some purchase.
Igor certainly seems to be a little caught off by like the water that's not water there, and it definitely seems to be messing with his scent. But you caught up on that one feather that was underneath the bridge, and you can see that it was caught by the tide there. Let me see. Do any of y'all have survival proficiency?
Zarman does.
Zarman, go ahead and give me survival.
I have a 1d4. She'll just pet you on the foot as she's laying down.
Ember does as well, so
Advantage.
help with that. Yeah.
26 again.
26. All right. Awesome. You're smarter than a dog is.
I hope so.
So, seeing the way the feather has been caught on that, you imagine it would have had to have flowed from upstream. Actually, it looks like it actually flowed down and got caught there. So you suspect that you have to go upstream, not downstream, in order to find this Pyralisk.
Yeah, Zarman communicates this.
She will backstroke on the ground, see if that does anything.
You just really wants to hop this in forward, so.
You hit the rocks.
Ah! Oh,
Thankfully, you weren't going very far, so no damage. Just your pride.
what the heck? I got attacked by all angles. She's going into a crouch right now.
Yeah, so.
Ember's just gonna shake his head slightly.
She's like,
Well, it's an impressive feather. If we should probably grab it and head up.
You most certainly should.
wade slowly through and you grab this long tail feather of a pyralisk and stow it away safe and dry. And you know, it's like there's no like water or anything on it. It's not soaked through like a feather would be if it had been on the water, but it's certainly being held aloft by it. It's a strange thing as you kind of pulled it up. You feel like the resistance of water fade away from your hand, and then together you make your trek heading upstream. You pass around the corner of it. Sorry, was there something you're...
Oh no, I was just asking if a swim speed makes any resistance to it, or same thing, just wading through
You
water.
didn't. Yeah, you when you were going on it, are just walking across it at the moment,
Okay.
and so it doesn't seem to react as water to you.
Okay, okay,
You feel slowed by it in a way, but like you can't float for some.
gotcha. All right, that's just it. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. That's a good question. Strange.
Right, it's not a normal everyday occurrence of
Yeah.
walking through an invisible stream, so I mean, it's fair.
You know, as you kind of make your way heading upstream, at this point the cliff face that was making all of Suntown almost like this jagged cut, a gash that wound its way right into this mountain. But here across the river, it's almost like it was winding its way across another portion of this rock. And as you follow the heavy river washed stones and you get around the bend of this, the bridge itself disappears and the city and its sounds even disappear until it's just like the sound of chirping birds and a river that's not actually there. You end up having to climb up across a lot of these stones, and it ends up being a little bit harder than you thought it would be. The resistance of this pushing down on you as you're trying to climb up over them ends up making it quite a difficult trek. And as certain parts of it where you're certain it would have been a waterfall, you have to climb up, you can feel it almost bearing down on you. I need you to go ahead and give me athletic checks, everybody.
Thank
Oh,
God
no.
Babette didn't come on this one.
Right, it's one of those things of after some point I would have thought I would walk alongside the dried riverbed, but you know, this might be fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't have a long side. It's like
Yeah.
it's literally just like the river itself is cutting its way out of the stone, and
Okay, that's fair.
Eliza's pretty strong. I know Eliza's not with them, but that's impressive.
Oh, Eliza went with the Pyralisk people?
mm-mm, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
No,
said
that was
that.
just Sarah rolling, just for
Yeah.
rolling.
Ah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was just trying to be included.
Aw,
No,
no.
Eliza's
fine.
Eliza's doing
That's how hard
park.
she's lifting the other team, finding.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Yeah, I'm on the
I'm
She's-
like sending you guys Spidey sense vibes.
She's doing parkour right now at this one very moment, and she lands it.
Hell
It's very
yeah.
impressive.
All right.
Damn cool.
And so you all climb your way up through these rocks. Ember, you have a little bit of trouble, but a couple of other people managed to like help lift you up during a couple of those sections, and it's not over.
I guess I could do Igor.
Hell
I,
yeah.
I,
Igor's fine. Igor's fine.
He seemed-
If you make it up, then your pet makes it up. Is the way I treat that stuff. And so as you climb up to the top of it, on the left and the right of you, it's just sheer rock face, and you can see like little tufts of like roots breaking its way out and flowers that are sprouting up along the sides of it. You follow up further, and you can see chewing on one of the bushes of these flowers is your Pyralisk.
Oh.
Its tail feathers are just tufted towards you, so it hasn't seen you.
Yeah, Zarman will do the signs Hanu has been teaching and, point to her and Ember to go forward.
Okay. Would this happen to be your Pyralisk? She whispers. she's going to, I know, just in case, she will just set down the chessboard that she has, just in case, but should we be sneaky or not? Maybe once a game.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm curious to see exactly how you deal with this.
Oh, okay, all eyes on me. Oh gosh, I didn't expect that.
You're not helping?
Alright. Anyways, she is gonna go off to the side a little bit by a tree and just set up this board and have some food out there and play a nice little gentle tune on the flute just to capture its attention.
Turns its head and looks towards you, and you see as it does, it like tilts its head and it looks immediately at you, Ember, and kind of stands up straight and like all dignified looking.
Emma's just gonna stare at it.
Ruffles its feathers.
It's gonna sort of just nod towards Honu, sort of motioning for it to, go on.
Its eyes, but not its body or head or anything, just kind of turn and look right over at you, Hanu.
Alright, and then she's speaks in Ignan. Seems like you've had an adventure. Care to share?
I would not be the first of my kind to seek refuge here. If he were a champion worth anything, then of course he would seek me here. If not, then after I had my fill of these sweet berries, I would have sought him out. See a flash in their eyes, almost like fire.
Okay. Does this seem to be like some kind of trust fall exercise for this bird?
Trustful.
Yeah, it's like, if you trust in me, I'll come back. Does it seem to be talking about something else?
You're uncertain.
Mm.
Can I insight check the bird?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't speak Ignan.
No, she's up there.
No, I'm not there.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Can she insight check this bird?
Babette is like, somewhere my friends need help with a bird.
I already had two of them perched on me. Clearly, I'm a master.
Clearly, yeah, I'm the expert now.
I know.
Hmm.
Okay.
Should I?
All right.
Insight check that bird.
Yeah. Seems like some kind of trial.
Oh my!
I know birds right now.
That's funny.
Ember's just gonna smirk at this interaction. He's curious.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, a proud bird shouldn't have deception, right?
It's inciting my insight. We're just in this.
They are inciting your insight. Your eyes squint.
She will chin up.
Towards the next dusk, then.
She will chin up, look at dignified, and be like, "Wait, what are we talking about right now? I'm way too much under the influence to think straight at this moment." Mother internally just scoffs at herself. Oh. Okay.
The chest of this bird is so inflated right now.
Ember's just gonna lean into Zaman and just. He's too damn cocky sometimes. I love it.
So I'm guessing that's a no for any chess at this. I thought I would have been having a good game, outwitted by such a regal and sharp mind of yours, but I know when no one's up for the competition. She'll slowly start putting the pieces away.
Shit.
Starts humming under her breath. And she looks up at the Pyralisk as she stands up, brushing dirt off of her.
Pyrus walks next to you, eyes like side looking down at you, like keeps its head forwards.
Can I help you? She says, using all her training as an oracle to look even more refined.
Just wondering what sort of seafood you would taste like.
I've been told calamari, actually, by... I mean, probably not a trusted source, but yeah. If you're trying to intimidate me, you're gonna have to try a lot harder. Puffs out her chest.
Both out their chest.
I'm sorry, I was making idle conversation.
But you happen to know anybody by the name of Trinkets Mullslip, actually, on your on your trials around here?
Oh my god, that's such a hot move.
You seem to be very well versed in these lands and know more.
Can I have a dexterity saving throw?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Is Zarman within 10 feet of Hanu, or would he have had to been further away than that? for the
I'd say
approach?
you're within 10 feet.
Plus
Yeah.
3.
I got a 14.
I'm sorry, it's a charisma saving.
Oh,
throw.
charisma?
Oh,
Oh,
Her
okay.
charisma saving throw is better, actually, if I remember right.
Let's reroll it.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, 24.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Let's try to do something
I'm
on
gonna
you.
try to cast a spell on it.
You take 7 points of fire damage. No, half. So.
Okay.
And you are on fire.
Well, that wasn't very nice, but still.
No, you're still burning.
I know, yeah, she's looking down like, oh,
No,
wow,
while
that
on
hurts.
fire, she's just looking at it. That wasn't very nice.
Yeah. Wasn't very nice. And it seems to be centered on her. It's not like on the ground and it's going up.
No, yeah, you're like clothes and cloth have caught on fire.
Alright, she
and
will-
It's still like burning and stuff. But you take a turn to like pat it out.
Yeah, she'll shape water around it. Like, yeah.
And they just kind of go on ahead of you.
Walking or like running? Go ahead.
No, just like a slight little trot. Click, 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 claws on those stones.
Everett's just gonna put one of his hands up, put his head in it, and just shake it like, ah.
She will pretend nothing had happened and walk a little bit behind, trailing.
Hey, at least you had temporary 5-point HP. So
Oh
you
yeah,
really
that's
didn't get
right.
damaged at all.
Yeah. You are.
Just didn't get damaged at all.
So she
Nice.
will hand out slowly a good berry of. Want one? You might not know what I taste like, but you can taste a water genasi's good berry.
If you are offering bribes to try and avoid my wrath, then you are wiser than you look, and it takes the good berry.
Hunter, we're having very similar situations of girls trying to set us on fire. This is on the very list.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
Then
Well,
she'll look back
hey.
to Zarman and Ember and like shrug like, oh.
Ember will quickly change to a smile and nod with a thumbs up.
just looks back ahead and keeps on playing her pan flute. Or takes her pan flute out again and starts doing it.
This Pyralisk's name is Ra.
Of course.
A very
So you gotta avoid Wrath's Wrath.
yeah.
Of course, it's Wrath.
You'll figure out there's a theme amongst Pyralisk names.
Uh-huh.
Pride and Wrath so far.
Mhm.
Oh no, I don't like the other ones.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, I know, right? It could have been Swamp. I could have picked
I mean,
one.
there's one in
Swamp.
particular.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a lust product? That'd be fucking so pain. Holy moly.
Trying to pick up everybody left and right. Hey?
Yeah, it's like super trying to be smooth with everything.
Hold on,
Don't
guys.
worry,
I'm
it
a left easy. I got this.
The lust of the Pyralisk just aggressively cuddles and it burns.
Yeah, totally burns you.
Your affection burns. Thanks.
Oh, goodness
Alright.
gracious.
And it just seems to be like walking with us. It doesn't want to be bolting, right?
No,
Okay.
it seems to be walking with
Okay.
you. Now that it's seen that Ember is there, it's like, okay, my owner is back.
Okay, gotcha.
So did it get mad at you or ran away with you? That's why it was gone for so long?
I think it was just really hungry for certain berries.
Maybe.
I
I
feel
was
that.
just doing what Pyralisks do. That's it.
Oh,
Well, at least we were successful on our end, I think.
Indeed. That was quite impressive.
Well, we always have a little bit of help. As Armored Pet Igor.
Ember will gently place one of his hands on the back of Wrath. Just give it a pat. And then turn to Honu. You're alright, I hope.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just like heavily. I didn't realize how out of it I am until right now.
Of course.
That was a lot of tea that I drank. It's been a while since I've had it, so yeah.
Are you sure it was just the tea?
Shrugs, maybe.
Something to prep you up a bit, perhaps.
Oh no.
Pulls out a piece of grass.
oh my god!
I hate it.
Nice, she says. And she grabs it and starts chewing on it. Yeah.
I don't know what to say about this.
Would you like
Oh,
one?
when we've. Good.
She'll look back to Gwen.
Anyway,
Gwen offers one to her.
Gwen just looks at it and goes, "What is it?"
Grass?
Oh, no.
Chew it.
I'm a human. You don't eat grass.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I'm not entirely sure about that.
Wow,
I mean,
gross.
aren't broccolis just the same as grass? It's just really tiny trees. Either way, you know how like very specific shamans or seers will ingest herbs and gestures to the grass in order to hone in their senses. This kind of does the same, but it just puts you in a state of relaxation.
Well,
Yes, it's not literal grass. I haven't just picked it up off the ground.
Oh, well, in that case, then I am fine. I believe that I am as relaxed as I need to be.
Indeed.
She nods, like, yeah.
I'll rub his eyes slightly and just look away from her for a moment.
She looks between the both of them for a moment and like stares up ahead. right through them. Turns back to Zarman. Oh yeah, I forgot what I was gonna tell you. Okay, never mind. She just throws them in.
He'll offer one to Zarman quickly, just. Oh, would you?
God. At least we were successful in finding what we were looking for.
Oh, actually, no.
I'll take that as a no. Should we catch up with the rest of the group then? See if they've had any luck.
Yeah, with the gnome on the tomb, and we should probably check with that guy at the sanctuary.
Mhm.
Because he was concerned about the wrath here. So.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
I guess we should.
She will give a very stern nod to Wrath and give him, like, the update, and, well, they're trying to find this. I'm quite certain that with your help and our combined, might, you will tip the scales into our favor. Do you accept this quest? Finding this gnome on a tome.
Looking at you, Ember.
Oh,
He'll give a slight smirk and a nod, and he'll, in Ignan, he'll say to it, "Well, you know, this is quite important to this lot. I don't know why, I don't understand it. You know that you're better than that. Maybe they actually need better to succeed."
Yeah.
Her chest puffs up.
Mm-hmm. I knew it.
Let us proceed.
God
A
damn it.
strong warrior always answers the call. She responds back in Ignan, chewing on this grass.
Sorry. Fucking
I
Ruth
love
meetings
this
with
terribly.
But if you do not find this gnome and prove to have wasted my time, you will know my wrath.
Ember will look away and roll his eyes.
That's his
Look
catchphrase.
at
Every
the
time.
impression. He's heard this so many times. It's just
So is this like when like a chihuahua gets really fucking angry?
I know, right?
He just happens to also be able to back it up.
if a chihuahua could set you on fire, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But, you know, a fire genasi. It's like a little tickle each time.
I love it.
In the back of her
Oh.
mind, she's also gonna think, wait, is there a hydralisk out there? Wow.
Hani wants a Waterberg now.
She's just staring up at the sky.
Oh, don't tip chance.
You've done it now.
Or is that just called a seahorse? And she thinks she's saying this out loud, but she's just saying this in her head at this point.
And as
Oh.
you guys make your way back, that is where we will take a 15-minute break, guys. Because
Alright.
Goodness.
Beautiful.
Oh man,
Glorious.
Oh,
I'm in love
Oh,
with Wrath.
Don't worry, we had a
God.
similar impression of Pride too.
yeah, right?
Ugh.
Fucking-
Yeah, Proud was so fucking great too.
Oh.
Because you know,
Tireless for
I
you.
wasn't afraid as he was like running around the mines, blowing shit up.
Exactly.
Oh.
Basically, we found the bird. It set Honu on fire. Honu gave it a good berry. It decided to come with us. Honu asked it to help us find the tome on the gnome on the tome. It agreed after Ember, pleaded to its all high and mightiness that it seems to have.
Complex it
Kind
has.
of fluffy
And,
ego, you know?
and it basically said that it's fine helping as long as you guys don't waste its time.
Yeah, so we
Well,
So
better
if
you're
you
gonna
don't
find
lose.
that
fire.
Yeah.
And to top it off, Ember gave Honu more grass and offered some to Zaman, which he completely ignored. So there you go.
We
Mhm.
also offered some to Gwen.
But she's weird.
Immediately said with, oh, and then literally freaking Gwen said,
Everyone, Thorman said no.
Zaman said no. He ignored the offer completely.
I mean, Zarman has said no first, and then awkwardly said no the second time and ignored it the third.
oh,
Because this is like the third time today you've offered it.
Yeah, that's just what he does.
So do you want
It's very
it?
much. He tends to completely ignore the fact that he has any. Like, he just has it casually, but as soon as it comes to giving it to someone else, it's very much, oh, does anyone else want some?
You sure, bro? Okay, gotcha.
So it's just Hanu overindulging is why you keep offering it to everyone else. I got
Yeah.
you.
Pretty
I
much.
like Sarah's
Yeah,
assessment of what exactly happened.
that's very
so we
rude.
can adopt
That's
the
part of
sad
it.
part.
No.
There was a
What do you mean
plot.
adopt it?
Yeah.
The bird is just returned to its rightful owner, is all.
Oh man, don't say it to that. Don't say it to the freaking Raph.
Yeah.
No, of course not.
Shoot.
The other way around.
Yeah, that's what the first conversation was. It's like, I am his owner. He has to find me.
Mhm.
If he can't find me, he isn't worthy of me. Like, I was like, oh my god.
Tireless have extremely high standards for who their owners are. And it's usually only like paladins, right? So having like the only reason like a druid is getting it is because the druid also happens to be not only a fire genasi, but a wildfire fire genasi. So
Yeah.
they're attuned enough to like fire and shit.
You
Plus
leaned in
like
heavily enough.
the
we
immolating
all
plus
accept.
the immolating their whole ability is that they can look at something and catch it on fire, right? So if they can see you, they can catch you on fire with their immolating gaze. And it does like a D10 until you put it out every turn. So it's not a
Shit.
terrible damage, but it's also like enough that it could like in the matter of a couple of seconds incinerate most commoners.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then we're like, let's-
gays.
I mean, an average roll of that would incinerate a commoner instantly.
yeah. So
Yeah.
she's just like, guys, I drink a lot of tea that's supposed to like send me out, and I got like some grass. Why am I doing this? Wait, what?
That's why Zarman made the comment, are you sure it's just a tea?
Ember was testing. He was like, can she do this while under the influence?
I don't know.
And she tried to
It's
play
just
fucking
grass.
with it.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, freaking! I'm sorry. I'm human. Oh my god, it killed me. That's
No.
so gross. Like,
It's
She
damn,
thought it.
I
No,
am
she thought it
not
was like a.
convinced.
She thought it was like a genasi thing or something. Like you eat grass or something. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to eat seaweed. Fire genastas eat grass. Burning things up. It makes
Man.
sense.
And like the drug trade didn't exist when she was
I
last
know.
like here, okay? Like none of that stuff.
It's
Like
so
she understood like medicine and stuff, so which is what she just equated it to, and she goes, "I am not harmed or hurting, and so I do not need medicine."
Listen,
And
you can't mix up the green herbs, like the red herbs and yellow herbs. All right, those are related. Kiddos.
Right, it's the method of give the kid alcohol after you do like some cleansing shit. Rubbing alcohol, then you give him actual alcohol.
Ugh.
Okay. That was just it.
That moment when fucking Ember said, "You want some grass?" It reminded me of the Resident Evil 4 guy.
What you buying?
What you buying? What he selling?
Oh,
Versus Ember going like,
I mean, Ember's voice
grass.
is close to that, honestly, if you tried.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It does it lightly, so it's harder to notice.
Yeah. Oh, with some grass.
It changes slightly depending on his mood and excitement.
So, does he get when he gets more excited? His voice gets deeper.
It certainly tends to get a little bit more gravelly.
It crackles
Oh.
like a fire the further excited.
The freaking goes started crying like a pirate. Oh,
Oh yeah.
the moment we hear Ember laugh, it's gonna be hilarious.
Guys,
I-
there's a brush fire! Watch out!
Start rolling around Ember on the ground.
Stop, drop, and roll. Ember
Please
catches shit on
stop.
fire while he does it.
Drop, stop, roll would be the worst for Ember. He just catches
No, he would never do that.
Are you lying to us or yourself?
Neither. He is a good boy.
What's that meme? You lies, you breathe. What's the fucking meme? Now I need to remember. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, good thing you had the temporary hit points though.
She would have handled it either way. It's like, listen, if we're flexing right now and I'm able to take this, that's probably like a, oh, so they're a little bit tougher than she looks kind of thing. Okay. This is like how you get into bar fights, and even if you like lose, but it was a really good bar fight, you get like a little bit of respect points in her mind. She's like, okay, gotcha.
Like Yasha's one in
Yeah,
Critical.
yeah.
Freaking scared the
Well,
chick
that,
out
that
of
didn't get
mind.
respect. I got like, what the fuck points.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like-
That was more than respect. That was more like she scared the shit out of that girl.
It was like when Bo was having the fight against Darian. She lost it, but everybody was like, "Ah, yeah, you're a tougher one. You're a tougher cookie." It's like,
Hey man, when you fight a high level monk in any campaign, it is a respectable loss if you lose. Because high level monks are stupid.
Trudy did that.
Oh,
so it's just like in her head. Okay, so these things don't play chess. Gotcha. Takes it away. All right. Yes. Beautiful.
it's just so
Yeah, it sounds about right. These Genasi are so weird. What is it?
Yep. Exactly it. Yep.
I mean, who knows how Genasi were back then in her time?
Yeah, right?
I would be up here.
Gotcha.
Oh, that is too funny.
Oh.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh.
Yep. Oh God.
But if you were thinking Genasi's, like you think of like fire Genasi's we eat like charcoal, but earth Genasi's we eat like the grass. What would air eat? Just air?
Oh.
They're
No,
the ones who actually get stoned.
right?
They just hotbox it, okay?
No, they freaking snort the freaking clouds. That's what they do. It's a superstition. It's like they actually eat the clouds.
God damn it.
Oh,
Alright.
Fucking hell, you guys.
I'm human. Now I'm just picturing Hanu and Ember eating crap. Kicking out my head.
I mean, that's what they've been doing. Like, you guys first drank like tea that had some seaweed in it, and no kelp. It had kelp in it, and now we're just like, yeah, grass all around. Let's go.
Oh man.
That was too good. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, way too good.
Oh, when?
Oh man, great. I'm gonna be back in G group. I'm laughing too much.
We've got an investigation left for the gnome on a tome.
Hell yes. I'm just
He
gonna
is
send
not
you
the
a message real quick, cause
Yes.
I thought so. I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh boy.
I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna. I don't know how related it actually is, but I was just like, yep,
No, it's on the dime.
Ah, okay, cool.
Top of your class.
I will keep that to myself. Because Ember does not care to participate. But I saw that, and I was just like, oh! I've heard this. Where have I heard that? Is that it? Yes, it is. I'm sure of it. I need to know.
Yep. Speaking of which, as Team Gnome on a Tome makes their way back to the grove.
On a tome. We're good.
The grove, when you come through it this time, you can see is actually different than when you last went through. As a group, you notice that the early blooms of spring have begun to find their way into the garden of Lady Gehenna. And you follow this soft spring breeze all the way back to the shack, the abode of the enchantress. Small, squat stone circular building, moss on its top, and a little door and slanted windows that let you peek inside to a much larger abode. You approach, and this time the door just opens, almost in expectation, as you make your way inside. You can see once more the fox-like creatures in their purple robes organizing things in the stands nearby, and One of them approaches you. Almost jackal-like head, tufts of fur coming out underneath its very pristine purple robes as it says, "The Enchantress is not here."
No. Hmm. Well, we just had a couple of questions. Do you know we could find her?
Comes, she goes. This, the young aspen tree, all that he knows. He was just here. Catch
No.
him before he goes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Do we know who the young aspen tree is?
That was the guy who owned the tea shop.
Yeah, I think she
Oh, okay.
said the name, but if not, she would have told
Hmm.
you guys that, tea shop guys, Aspen. He seems
Yeah,
to be a
so-
friend.
We quickly go up. Try to catch
You-
up with him.
Turn around, make your way back out. As you're turning to leave, the Arcanoloth looks at you, Babette, and says, "This was left in our stead. Take it now."
And is it my enchanted coin?
Yes, it is.
Why, thank you. And she'll take it and hurry off after the rest.
Give me a perception check as you leave. Eliza, what's your passive perception? I forget it.
So do I. Problem. Oh geez, I forget where to even find that. Oh, there it is. It's 21.
21. Okay. Babette, you try to turn as you hear the Arcanoloth
Would Babette be
say
able to
something.
feel Liza's human influence?
Not in that particular moment, because Eliza's passive picked it up and she was too busy hearing what was said, which was, Eliza, you hear them finish the rhyme as they were leaving, almost like a little bit like to themselves. "And be careful, or else lose your head."
Who said that?
And then the Arcanoloth, the fox person in the robes that
Oh,
gave
gotcha.
the coin back to them. And then it goes back to its business, and the rest of the group has already left out the doors, and you catch up with them. And just as you're leaving out as a group, you do indeed see a elf, kind of light, sandy, blondish hair, not quite brown, not quite blonde. If it wasn't for the slight bushiness of their eyebrows and the fact that they lend them almost this fayish appearance, they would look like any nondescript elf. And yet there they are in their Xiaolon garb of nice white silk robes, and they're look at you as you all come out and say, "Seeking the Enchantress. I'm afraid that you've missed her."
Actually, we were seeking you.
"Oh. Well, how may I help you?"
Well, we're actually wanting to get some tea, some ingredients. But your shop was closed, so we were wondering when you'd come back. So we were going to ask the Enchantress if she has seen you.
"Well, you must have just missed me. I'm sorry I had to step out for a personal matter. I was hoping to catch my friend before she left, but I was too late. However, I am at your disposal now. What sort of tea were you looking for? And they start to walk back in that direction.
Well, we were looking for some kind of tea that goes with day flowers and morrow flowers. At least the green, those are two of the.
Never heard of a dayflower, but morrow flower. That's an interesting choice. What makes you want to make a tea of a morrow flower?
Well, we found it. Well, I found the green in a gnome book.
Oh, so you're participating in this year's festivities. Well, that makes you the first to have made it to this step.
Interesting.
I can go ahead and tell you that the morrow flower is not actually one used to make a tea very often. However, you can find it growing on some of the tall rooftops here in Suntown.
What is it used for?
Well, in this particular case, finding a gnome on its home. Good luck.
Thank you.
And they walk on ahead. So you turn back to the rest of the group.
Okay. So you brew a tea with its flower. Well, I guess we gotta get to one of the rooftops, but that should be easy. Can make it up. Alright, so let's.
Also, before we continue, can I insight check that and don't lose your head? Or did Babette not hear that?
You didn't hear it. Eliza heard it, so she would have mentioned it to you probably right as you exited out the door.
Could I insight check that also?
Yes, you could.
Both of us or just Eliza?
No, just Eliza.
Advantage, anyways. 30 plus D4.
Add your D4.
Uncertain. It sounded vaguely prophetic, considering it came from an assistant to a seer. Hard to know exactly what it meant.
But that loses her head in the future. Gotcha.
Would I have had a chance to just be like, what do you mean?
No, because you guys would have heard it. It was like the reason it was for a perception check was because you were outside of regular earshot.
I gotcha.
Which means you were kind of far away, unless you were planning to charge back into the room to ask what you meant, while the rest of your friends were
Eliza
exiting.
just runs back in there and flips a table.
Hell yeah.
Hanu.
With time, Eliza just gets less respectful and more reckless.
The opposite. I love it. Alright, so rooftops. As we're walking up the forest. No.
Suppose that Victor could go.
And as you head
up
back,
the
Fee
rooftop?
goes, "Oh, I think that I can do that. Say they're ones that grow up on the rooftops?
Yeah.
Well, no problem. Actually, I think I remember this flower now that I think about it." And Fee sends up Mr. Whiskers, and Mr. Whiskers goes flower picking.
Yeah.
You just see a cat with a bundle of flowers, getting ever larger in its mouth as it's just making its bouquet running across the rooftops.
So, brewing as a tea. Where was.
As you guys make your way back in, and you see the cat walking across the rooftops picking these flowers. The rest of you coming back with a Pyralisk in tow first see that cat, Mr. Whiskers, with a bouquet of flowers in his mouth, looking very serious as he's picking these flowers. And then as your eyes kind of like follow down past it, you see the rest of your allies making their way.
You found him. That's good. So we actually, on in, actually made it to the second step, I guess.
Picking flowers, it would appear.
Mhm. So the question is how we, I guess, brew it to a tea.
Cat jumps down onto Fee's shoulder, and Mr. Whiskers, like kind of like lays there on her right shoulder. She reaches up and grabs the bouquet of flowers and holds it out. He goes, Hanu, you just got that tea set, right?
She just looks around for a moment before focusing on Fee. Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, here, and she will walk over to the flowers and just give it a brief sniff to see if she can figure out the properties of it. Like if it seems to be a little bit more sweet or kind of
Give me a nature check.
yeah, and she just gets a little she'll gingerly take the bouquet. Nature check with that D4 because it's been there for a while. 18.
Okay. Fee, when she hands it over, mentions that, it blooms only in the first hour of the morning, right? And yeah, it seems to be caught in bloom here, despite it being the middle of the day. All right, so it's a little like right now it's in bloom, so you're not certain if it stays in bloom. You would have to wait another hour to watch and see, but it seems to currently be in bloom. One of two options seems to be available based off of that. Either A, it's always in bloom like this, or B, it is going to stop being in bloom after the end of this hour. And in which case, you would have to wait an entire day to be able to make this tea with it.
Okay. She'll.
As far as what its properties are, you're not certain.
Okay. She'll take some aside. I'm like, well, I'm kind of curious to see if this is a standard of time here. Maybe there's flowers that bloom in the beginning of the day, quotation marks. She says that out loud. Also making the quotation marks with the fingers. And then there's another flower that's midday, but yeah, she starts using three thinks about it and kind of just divvies up the proper amount of tea for a gnome to have safely, and puts the rest to the side. And I'm curious, so I'm gonna put these right over here to see what they do. And I'm trying my best to not eat it, so I can also figure out the properties. But yes, anyways, goes back to making the tea.
Okay, so you start making the tea out of it.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Do we need to make it in a specific area, guys, or what? I got 10, 11 minutes for this stuff to brew.
I mean, this is not like any specific area.
Next
line is when the is after the Enchantress child comes in the day after.
I mean,
so
what if the trinkets is and that thing's a name of a shop or something?
I don't ask that.
Put it right then and there.
Has Babette noticed?
Well, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Maybe you need to move the letters around or something.
You figure that that there's probably two aspects to this. That you probably need to make the tea, and then you probably need to call for the gnome by name to come drink the tea. And then if they when they arrive, then you yell gnome on a tome, and that'll be it.
Gosh, okay. Yeah, I think we actually got this. Brew the tea and
Okay.
call him out.
Yeah, okay. And should take 11 minutes. Or it's just regular ritual, so it's just 10 minutes brewing, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So can I carry that nature check over to see if it's the proper amount for him? Okay. And yeah, she just
Yep.
chill. She washes out the tea from before, any leftover, and then she just sets a brewing. When serving,
All right.
takes out a teacup. The teacups that she would have gotten with the set. Oh my god.
There you are, you're sitting just on this little kind of rocky wall about 4 feet high on the side of this path leading its way through Suntown. And there's a apple tree over your head, and it's just a slight little bit of shade that you're sitting underneath as you place your tea set on top of the stones, and the soft glow of sunlight, let it begin to boil. 10 minutes later, there's this sweet kind of smell, almost like pears in the air. And it's a very light color on the tea, just almost faded honey. And as you pour out a cup of it and you leave it there to set, which one of you is gonna shout its name?
I was thinking Babette would.
Okay.
Want to? Go ahead.
Oh, Trinkets. Trinkets Mulsip. We have some tea to offer you.
A couple of people walking by look at you as you say it. There's a couple of raised question eyebrows, and someone else giggles, Nothing.
Maybe it's backwards.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but it just doesn't make sense,
Give me, Eliza, an investigation check. As with advantage, as Rue is also kind of helping with this. She helped with the cipher. 19 plus your D4
I'm slapping somebody
Plus
upside the
5.
head with the
plus 5 because of the cipher stuff.
Yeah.
So 8. So 27.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's good.
And I believe human influence and guidance could stack so funny slap.
Yeah, I slapped. I was like, that.
D4.
One more D4.
Plopped right there.
All the
Probably
D.
just booped Eliza on the
Oh,
top of
30.
the head.
30.
And even 30, nice. No, you almost both in unison end up saying not even looking at each other. You're just kind of idly both just say and come to the same conclusion of it doesn't rhyme. The last line doesn't rhyme with the line it's supposed to rhyme with. And so when you were talking about maybe the name is backwards, but wait, no, that doesn't make sense. The two of you both just say outside, it doesn't rhyme. And so it occurs to you that perhaps you need to rearrange the letters like an anagram until it rhymes.
Yeah.
There's a name in there that will rhyme.
She will wisely nod
nobody-
along with that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking in here. Taps her forehead. Yeah.
So,
I will give you guys 15 minutes to put this thing together, and then I will boil it down to the investigation check that we all know will succeed. So,
hold up. No, I want to solve this manually.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was trying to move things around. I'm like, I'm too tired to actually think of what possible words could make out of it, but having it rhyme narrows it down significantly.
That's what-
No, it's. I mean.
The line about the enchantress's child comes in
Mhm.
as the one that's supposed to rhyme with that last
Exactly,
line.
yeah.
Yeah, the even lines supposed to rhyme.
Yep.
So it's supposed to rhyme with in by the end of it. So the last name has in by the end. And how it rhymes, sin, pen, kin, depends.
Or something in, so it could be a little bit longer.
Right, I mean, it's a whole name.
Yeah.
Or it could, unless it's like one of those really weird, it's a massive weird gnome name or something.
Oh no.
But I doubt it.
Spin is something that I can see in there.
been
That and, if it is an anagram, is it a whole thing of all the letters can go anywhere? Huh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just gonna offer some people some grass.
Right.
Might help clear your mind.
Yeah. And it just eats it, staring up at the sky.
I mean, Hanu eats it. Wrath, what do you think?
Probably after a while she'll be like, the grass told me. Yeah.
He will take one and also lay back and stare up at the sky.
Yeah. Wait, do you actually know what this is? Just looks very concerned over at
No
Favorite.
idea.
Okay, she'll give the very brief kind of lowdown of what it is, its uses, and
No, so it's like wine.
yeah, except
Yeah.
you're smart
How
enough to
about
figure it out.
take one, put it in her mouth, but not necessarily chew it. She'll just kind of have it there, and like every once in a while, just give it a little nibble.
She's savoring it like wine.
Yeah.
She took that way too literally.
Eliza giving her the side eye.
So, like, usually a lot of workers, and like, I know a lot of the fishermen, would have this after a long catch. It just stops as she's continuing the rest of the sentence in her head.
really hard. I'm trying to
You guys
think.
got this. I believe in you.
Maybe like the trinkets is the second, section of it, and the mulsip is like the first section of it. And then you just
What if it's
rearrange
all
it.
like they made it sound like a potential name by putting a real word in there, and then
Ah,
it's all the letters together, and you have to don't put the space in.
wow.
Yeah, then what? That'd be Trent. Well, you have to switch it around.
What I know at least, gnomes aren't very. Oh wait, gnomes are usually from Cocytus, right? Or do they spread out?
Yeah, they're usually from Cocytus, but so no, you would not know anything about this particular gnome.
No, I'm just saying like
No,
the
just
naming,
general gnome
like
conventions.
the patterns.
No, not at all. Well, as far as their names go,
Yeah.
you know that their names are often odd. And you know that they sometimes have last names, sometimes don't. If they do have last names, they're usually like, kind of like the way that Molespin was, where it's usually like a name that's a combination of two words,
Mhm.
right? but they don't always have that. Sometimes it's just one really weird name.
Yeah, she'll relay this to the group and then be like, I mean, I could ask my gran because she's met a lot of people over the years, but I can't reach her right now, so it's whatever. She chews on the grass. Lays back down.
Oh, it definitely. Well, it ends with N. If you think about it as just a single name, how that
Thinking
match?
spin. It ends in spin. I don't know why.
Spin. So that would replace. It'll be. So at the end, it'll be SPIN.
There's one N in Trinket.
Yeah. Spin.
It's like the same like letters in the first or the second, or if it's hyphenated, but it's like, yeah. Goes back to zoning out, chilling, vibing.
Yeah. Roll.
Oh, is
We're
the
trying to see where I can put that M. Cause I got troll, like TRUULL, so troll, and ket, McKet spin. No. Troll McKet spin, or McKet troll spin.
or do the tea shop and the Enchantress store have any specific names to them, or are they just exist and people just point to them?
They just exist.
Gotcha. All right.
So I got that and then troll.
Alright, alright,
Coming up on that time.
in my head, I'm just like Rumpelstiltskin.
Right?
Out, and as you say
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, I was just like laughs and like,
You got it!
Oh my god!
and as you say Rumpelstiltskin, this little puff of smoke, purple, just appears right above the teapot, right? Almost as if it's like being made out of the steam. And you see sitting on top of this floating book, the snow.
yo,
Yep.
should not.
And as they look at you, they go, "All right. Well, came across it quicker than I thought you would this year. Congratulations.
I'll have the tea though.
Also, thanks for the tea."
Yeah, no, right. Just give us a thumbs up. Yeah.
Bro.
I'm just like, this is too many words, letters to rearrange. I'm just gonna say it, guys. Maybe it's the same thing. It's like,
Your special prize should be in your hand whenever you leave Suntown, so
oh,
keep an eye out for it.
nice.
Also, hope you weren't standing in the middle of a torrential wind. If so, hold on to it tight.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm trying to think
And then-
back when we left.
And then all of a sudden, pff, they're gone.
Wait, what if it's like an umbrella or something, guys?
Oh,
It's a Mary Poppins umbrella.
that's very positive applied.
Okay.
Well, mission accomplished. I guess that's it, huh?
She's-
I was about to call the deadline on you guys.
Oh, Sapphire.
Yeah, she will, from her perch, stare down at Wrath and give a very wise nod.
Oh, I guess that's it. Well, I guess if there's anything, I guess we don't have anything left. I guess time to go back now.
Oh, okay.
Everybody do the shopping they wanted to do.
Yeah, I got new clothes. I have it packed in here, and he has his in his pack. He's still kind of wearing what you gave him. So, yeah, and I think that's it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well then,
Well, I want to go swing by a bookstore really quick.
all right.
I've thought something in my mind right now. I just need to formulate into
Sure.
words. Yeah. She'll take some time.
Then do you want to meet back at the interest then?
Yeah,
Oh, I kind of want to go with you when you get to the bookstore there.
yeah, actually, points to Zarman, it might be of interest to you. Anyways, I'm gonna go.
Okay. I don't know how the time works in here, but from what I guess, you guys would just come out at the same time?
From what it seems like. Oh boy, sorry, I feel like I had heartburn for a moment. I don't
Must have
know.
been the grass. I don't know.
Probably. I mean, yeah, no matter like where you leave, if you like leave one at a time, you're gonna just pop out and like the time you came in. So just single file line. Make sure. I don't know. I mean, I could ask my gran, but I can't talk to her right now.
Well,
Anyways.
more the case is just, I guess when you guys pop out, it'd be just behind us.
All pop out at the same
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
what I understand.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like time is an illusion here,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm guessing.
and so is
I guess
chance.
it's just
I bet just like if there's any Styx grass sticking out of Hanu's mouth, she just kind of takes it slowly out of her mouth.
yeah.
She doesn't
Oh, I
stop
guess
you.
so.
She's way too relaxed.
I guess we'll just see you outside then.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna. Yeah.
Speaking of which, probably I don't know. Is there any real place to change?
Oh yeah, you need to find clothes.
Yeah, no, I already got clothes.
You got
I
clothes?
bought them.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need a place to.
You should
Yeah,
find a place
You know
to
what?
change right now. Okay. You
I'm
know.
gonna go behind the tree. I'll be back. Hold on.
Yeah, oh, but what? Okay. Anyways, and she
Roll
will.
me a stealth check.
Yeah, like, she will just bow to Ember. Well, we will see you eventually. So.
Oh, fucking good. 20
Like Superman, he walks into a bush and then he walks out of the bush.
Whoa!
It's like brush like
He put on the glasses in the phone booth. That's fine.
Yeah. Holy
no,
shit.
he actually, because he changed the glasses, he actually puts on the glasses. He has this very kind of like, almost a kind of like a mixed design of kind of Western and Shala clothes on. Kind of like a good kind of mix, but very modern. And he puts
Okay.
the glasses on. It's like, there we go. Much
Okay.
better.
Alright.
What does modern even mean in a time travel canon?
I know.
It's whatever the fuck he pleases at this point.
Whatever I
Alright,
please.
so okay, so Zale does his wardrobe change, and Hanu and Zarman, you go to a bookstore.
Yeah, she will
Um,
bid Ember farewell.
Yeah, Ember will. I'll get going. I have a feeling that we'll catch up again soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
I have a,
now that Wrath seems to have made a new friend.
By the way, I didn't want to point this out. What happened to your clothes a little bit, Hanu? They look singed.
Listen, sometimes meeting a new person, you get under the spotlight, and the spotlight is actual literal, as in the fiery gaze of a pyralisk.
Weren't both of you in the same mine as it was blowing up? kissing
Yeah,
last month?
let's go. So this one.
Anyways, turns over to Zarman. What are you looking at the bookstore? What knowledge are you delving into?
No, I just wanted to go with you.
Oh, okay. I don't want this to be all business, so if there's anything you want to talk about along the way.
No, not particularly right now.
Okay. I
There's
just,
Zarman
Gwen
just looking at
just-
the people.
Gwen takes a couple of steps forward, and it's like, would you mind if I went along as well?
oh yeah, sure, yeah.
So I may come along.
Yeah, if you
come on.
want to. What knowledge
Thank
are you
you.
delving into? She stretches as she walks.
None. I just perhaps wished for a bit of a stroll.
Okay, sure. Takes a deep breath and starts walking over leisurely. Hmm.
All right. So, you make your way to a small little bookstore boutique, mostly history books from around the world, and a lot of it is also like gardening and kind of geological knowledge. And as you walk in, there's this satyr standing behind the counter, currently putting away a couple of tomes after having dealt with a few customers who were making their way out as you entered. And as you approach, they look at you and go, "What may I help you with?"
Okay, is Gwen in the room right now, or she's just chilling outside?
She's with you. She kind of like
Assuming
lingers
Gwen
more
would have been
near the
with you.
front.
Yeah. Yeah, she just nods. History section, please. Or do you want like a narrative search reference?
Well, the histories of what nation or peoples?
Okay. Listen here. I'm a seer, so I really can't speak clear, but I need to know a little bit more about the Sun Spear. Just a little goofy grin there.
The Sun Spear.
The wielder of the Sun Spear, how about that? Just history, you know?
Eivor of the Western Isles, Slayer of Dragons. Yes, we have an extensive section on Saint Eivor of Dragon. Gwen kind of looks in y'all's direction.
Okay, I'm gonna need a little bit more something. And that stroll that I did before, would I just kind of stroll along, or do I need to like help narrow it even further with him? It's just like,
You would have just like, as long as you describe to him what it is you're looking for. He'll be able to help you
I'm
find
just
it.
like, I'm not her specifically, but anything about those not kin, but something had to come before and during, you know? It just makes a lot of brave.
So not of the saint
No.
Eivor, but of Eivor, the hero. Eivor and her origin stories are scant, but
Yeah.
the people that she spoke to were, well, they left an indelible mark on history.
Yeah. Sometimes people, what they say gets misinterpreted or misconstrued, and it's like going down the grapevine. Sometimes people like to grab too many grapes and make very sour wine, even though you just needed a little bit. You know? I don't know if it makes sense. I
We
apologize.
also have an extensive poetry section, if that would interest you.
It just blinks. Actually, do you have anything up from Momodou, now that I think about it? Like, how extensive is there? Yeah, I mean, the outside world, we don't know anything about Momodou, but does Suntown have anything to reflect it?
Yes, well, there are many ties. We are connected to all the ley line.
Yeah. just nodding along as she's looking through books that he's probably handing her, skimming them.
He's stacking up quite a lot of them on
Oh
there.
boy, howdy.
The more you talk with him, the more books he's probably throwing on,
Yeah,
and
it's just like
your stone death doesn't know what to do with it, probably.
So listen, I've done like so many like chin ups and pull ups right now. I think I can handle it. And she's just gently setting them down and just looks through them. Okay.
You wish to know about her origins.
Hmm.
However, official writings, like histories and encyclopedias, will offer little wisdom.
I get
However, if you focus on these,
yeah,
and he places a few leather-bound journals on top, 3 of them specifically. One of them is like a very like sturdy leather one with like a metal clasp on it. Another one looks more like a soft, bendable pocket field guide, and it's very thin. And another one of them is a blue, very like bluish, almost like scales, right? A soft, like leather, like scaled hide that shines with a soft blue. Those 3 journals stand out the most on it.
Okay, yeah. Alright, thank you for your help, and afterwards I would like to have a little bit deeper in depth look at some of the Omadori poetry or anything information out there. But I digress. One thing at a time. I will, and she gives a slight bow to him.
Okay.
Okay, just she sits down a little bit, and are there like tables with a bunch of chairs, or is it just like a couch?
You
kind
see
of,
that it's very much like a small living room kind of setup, and it doesn't really look like it was even like meant to be a shop. It looks like someone's house got filled with books and they are selling books out of it now. And as you sit down on one of the couches over there, Gwen kind of follows you into the room and goes, "Do you mean to do this on my behalf?"
A curiosity happened. There were a lot of threads that I see dangling about, so it's my own intuition. But if it helps you out, anything more, but are you comfortable with me delving into this part? Because if you tell me, I will hold back.
People have told me many things about Ava.
And
Ava of dragons, Ava of heroes, and I know the stories. I can remember them as they've been told to me, but I myself would prefer to wait until I remember, especially if it comes to the things that are close to me. However, I do not mind if you choose to look, as I know you do so out of concern.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of turns.
She will, for a moment. I'm quite certain you might be able to read my intentions, but I do have a curious question. What drew you to helping that child? Corner of your eye, or did you feel like you needed to be there?
I simply saw a child that needed help.
Gotcha. She gives a very gracious bow. Nod.
Walks out.
Starts looking through. Wait, before she fully leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to buy these and store them away till when you're ready? None of this knowledge that I will glean, I will speak to anybody else. But if you want the opportunity to glance for yourself, I will present that to you. If not, I will leave them behind. give a shit about what the stories tell of you. Most of them are a refraction of an image repainted time and time again, and we just have to peel away everything for layers, but if you want me to not, I will let you paint it instead. Actually, wait. I think I had a different conversation like this before. Anyways, yeah, and she shakes her head to kind of clear it. It's up to you if you want me to buy these or not.
You are a very kind and wise person, Hanu Stormcott. I will trust your judgment. Whatever you choose to do, I assume, will be right. And then she walks.
Finger snaps. Can I read her general mood? If it's more stoicism right now, or is she starting to get into a moment?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, Zarman will look into that too, so she can do it at advantage.
Alright.
Yeah.
And 23.
Then you would know that she seemed like she wasn't quite certain what to say, and so as such, didn't feel comfortable making a decision either way.
Okay. As she leaves and gets further out of earshot, she's gonna look down at the books and start cracking them open.
Okay.
Just, I don't know if you want to be discussing this right now, Zarman. If not, I can just have this conversation in my head and bring it up to you later. It's up to you two.
I mean, it's obviously bothering you enough to want to look into it, and
It's curious.
I'm all ears.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I cut you off there. What was that?
No, I'm okay to listen.
Okay. So it was just when I just jumped into the spirit world and all this other stuff that I'm remembering a lot of things. She's just putting her hands to her forehead and just, holy God, like her fingers and rubbing them. So it's only after that and making all these threads that I realized I think Saint Ava died. Like, legitimately, she perished, and her soul has been split into 3.
Oh.
I feel like the one who had called out to you, I feel like that's still Saint Ava. That's a different aspect of her. The one that we have here, a different aspect, and the one that's in Omado, the final piece. Or another aspect of it. I don't know. I'm not very certain about the whole nature of this soul, but I do know things get a little bit weird when somebody of great potential condensed energy, things get drawn to it. So what happens if it gets, and she's just making a lot of complicated hand motions and just, what happens to it? She's slowly gauging your expression and stuff.
I think I have mentioned to you already that I was unsure of who the Ava I was seeing in these visions was, right?
Yeah. Just made me go.
It was one of those things of they had such a similar disposition, but she just seemed more cold thinking about it. She remembered things.
Yeah. Shadows. That's usually what Genasi are connected to, our ancestors. The memory is stored there. That's how, with Ember, how he differentiates from me, is that he can look through the shadow, look through the memories. I have to ask, and they show me, because I feel like I'm talking to a more connected version of them. I still don't understand that. But a part of her called out. Just think of it, a boat in the middle of the night, and you were the lighthouse. It went to the safest thing imaginable, and that was your light. Just looks a little bit beyond you for a moment. I don't know. I don't know, but I feel like you have been talking to her. Which would make sense if you know, she's not able to remember. But after that, I briefly remembered something. It's just speaking to seeing Gran. I remembered a story that she told me a long time ago. Something that kind of dealt with, like, matrons and fae, and I think a little bit about changelings. But Ava had a sister. I want to see if that actually is there. She looks through these pages. Something about the Enchantress, and yes, something about the Enchantress. Starts looking through some stuff. I feel like they're related. I feel like they're related somehow. More than necessary. You wanna help look through it, or just enjoy some tea?
Well, I might. I don't know if you'd mind, but I could take some tea to Gwen, have her relax while this happens.
Yeah, that
I'm
is.
not the fastest when it comes to the book learning stuff.
Yeah, no worries. You do that. And she'll make some tea and is just looking through some stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Okay. She will enhance ability. Do that with,
Give yourself that fox cunning.
yeah, Fox is cunning.
Alright. You gain the cunning of one of your ancestors.
21.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Alright. We will get back to that as Zarman, you walk out carrying some tea just into the next room through a set of parlor doors into what looks like what was probably a study room. You can only really maybe tell that because there's a piano there underneath a bunch of books, and she's nearby the piano. You bring her the tea, and she sees it in your hand and nods. Thank you, Salman.
No problem. How are you feeling?
Something about this place is lightening, like a burden is lifted. I feel lighter here. I almost rue the idea of having to step back out across that bridge. This is the clearest I've felt in as long as I can remember.
It is nicer.
How about you, Sir Ziminov?
Well, I don't know if I'd be able to truly sit in peace knowing things that are going on out there. I'd eventually get restless.
Have you ever heard of the Paladinus principle?
No.
A monk came
to the fortress at the end of the world. He wasn't the first saint that I had taken into my army, but he brought with him interesting ideas. He mentioned that in Uruk they had a very unique idea of what it meant to be a paladin, that in fact it's where its words came from. To them, paladins were the epitome of their virtues, not by training or by even desire, not by the machinations of God. In Uruk, they do not view divinity as being something given to us by the god. They view it as something that is part of us, that we are divine. I liked those ideas. The Empire took it in a different direction. I had very little to do with that, but the core principle, I thought, was something to be proud of. And something to inspire. All of us may be a little divine, but the Paladin's principle are those of us that are who we are, no matter where we are. Other people adjust to the world. Those with the Paladin's principle, you could find them on 1,000 worlds, and they'll always be the same. They are golden cord and the tapestry of fate. That golden cord is, well, it's a beautiful sound, not one that I can hear any longer, but I feel like I've heard it since I've been in here. This town hums with it, a golden thread that never changes. You hum with that same golden thread, Salmon. It's what makes you who you are. As discordant as your tune has been of late, I thought that you should know that.
Thank you.
Hanu, or sorry, you're saying something.
And yeah, I mean, I managed to feel even tense here. The last time we went someplace new, it wasn't great. This has been a nice change of pace.
I'm sorry that I was not able to be there with you.
Well, we didn't expect to be leaving to somewhere else there anyway. Surprise is never really anyone's fault.
Still, I promise that I will be more vigilant. I do wish that you will think of me as an ally that fights by your side, not something to be protected and hidden away.
How about a friend?
Sheer smile. A friend. Hana, you'd be wrapping up your research as you would have realized that she did indeed have a sister. You find it in the small, very thin pocket journal, actually. It's despite it being this very small kind of pocket journal, it's got very small, neat handwriting on the inside of it, and it's written in Elvish, but parts of it are also in Common. And you discover from it that it is actually that she had a sister, which, by the way, also the journal is one of important note because the name stands out to you. You don't find it at the front, but you do find it at the back of it. And written in the back of it is the name Mar Wolford. And the information that you find from it is that she had a sister that she had never met, and that was something that she had often dreamt about, and that she had been raised evidently by the matron of magic.
Internally, she gives herself high fives, like, fuck yeah. Okay. And there doesn't seem to be any other interesting things of note, like how the other small books, do they kind of compare in terms of, overall information?
Between the three of them,
Yeah.
you don't find note of the sister relationship in any of the others, but the other ones are a lot thicker too, and look like it would take a lot longer. You've already found your aha moment with that.
Yeah.
The other ones are extensive journals. You see that the blue one is actually a former journal of Pridwin's. And the other really thick one that's on there with the clasp on it is, it looked like it had like a lock on it at one point in time, but no longer does. And that one is actually for the same Asha Khan that you had met in Taurasa, I think his name was. I don't have my note for it here.
Yeah, it was
but...
Taurasa.
And you find his journal there as well.
Yeah, she says quietly to herself as she washes up the tea, just puts the tea set back away. She brings these 3 books and purchases them. And then after making that purchase, she will slip them in.
They would cost a total of 7,500 gold.
How much for this one? She says the smaller one.
That one is 500 gold.
Okay.
Leave it to be for something fucking predator.
She's just like zones out for a second. How much do I have? I have wait. She counts on her fingers.
You're talking about for the small one, right?
Yeah, the small one that
Okay,
actually had the
yeah.
information that I needed. Yeah, she starts counting on her fingers and looks at her platinum. How much would the Omidori books cost?
The Omidori books would cost a total of 75 gold.
Okay, yeah, I'll get that big bundle. Yeah.
All right. Got the bundle of Omidori books. A lot of them are about like myths. Some of them are like about a couple of internal battles and stuff. So it's a mix of history and mythology.
Okay, good. Nice. Okay. I think.
For the purposes of that, by the way, that bundle will give you advantage on history or religion checks associated with Omida.
Okay, good.
As if you had like grown up there.
Nice. Okay. She will give a very gracious bow And I do hope to swing by a few times just to see what else is in there. The world has knowledge long forgotten, and with my ancestors I seek to at least try to remember as much as possible. But, yeah, anyway. I thank you.
We look forward to having you back here again.
Gladly, my friend. Did I get a name from him?
You did not.
Alright, she'll... may I ask, if, what should I call you by next time I swing by here?
Oh, yes, names.
At least, it can be a nickname. It doesn't have to be, exact.
Bookmark.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright there, Bookmark. Call me Stormconch.
Safe travels and good stories in your wake, Stormconch.
As to you. And hopefully I can share some with you in return. She will give a more proper, probably, things that she's seen, some of the residents of Suntown give each other. And if it's like a simple wave or just a kind of head tilt or something, she'll respond in kind and then wander over to Zarman. They're like, open up to...
So, Stormconch, before you go, that name is of the Southern Isles, yes?
Yes, that would be correct.
What would make you the seer of the Southern Isles? Yes.
Potter, I think you you're a little deep here.
I will say I am a seer. I admitted that right up front. Yes. And I cannot speak
And
clear.
do you keep a journal, seer of the Southern Isles?
Looks around. Who's asking? Leans in conspiratorially.
In Suntown, we make a unique arrangement to figures of historical note. You can check out books from our library as long as you return them within a month. As long as you promise to offer your journals to our library upon your death.
Shit.
Well, I will make sure to make some of the more risque sections a little bit tame. Make that a little section, like separate book, just in case. She'll give herself a little chuckle, of course.
Censorship is vileness.
So, okay, so I will leave the words as is. Gotcha. Well, I hope somebody has a, they're gonna have, I understand. One of my journals needs to become back in one piece, but I'm happy to share the history of what went down. You have my word. As all Genasis will give it, it means true.
Your word I take with great weight. But in order to ensure that your journals arrive here immediately upon your death, you must sign. And he... this big tome. It is about 2 feet thick. And he just
the thing over to about 3/4 of the way through it. All right, and you see on there a list of names. All of a sudden, a candle that is on the thing that was not lit suddenly lights up, a very thick black candle. And as the wax starts to kind of go down on it, right, you see, he says, "Sign with the flame." And all of a sudden, a quill pops up, floating in the middle of the air right over the book.
She zones out.
You see the flames flickering on the black candle.
She looks around this area. I apologize. I drank a little bit too much tea before and some grass. I just need to clear my head, okay? But also, group, I think I might know what's going on. You guys comfortable with this?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, you do you.
You do you.
This is all Hanu right now, baby.
Right, it's all Hanu. Zarman's just standing there looking uncomfortable.
Can I?
Are you doing it? You don't have to. You can turn around.
Yeah, she's like, I honestly am under the influence and I feel uncomfortable right now, but when I come back, we can continue this conversation.
The offer always stands for the sphere of the southern seas.
And all of a sudden, the book slams shut, the candle winks out, and the book and the quill are put away.
Sorry, this feels like something that needs to be of clear mind. I do hope you understand my hesitation. I
The
drank a lot
seer's
of
wisdom often takes time. Suntown is not going anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, I chewed a lot of grass. I'm sorry.
Don't put this on Ember.
No, she ate. She was chewing it. She takes full responsibility of her things.
I mean, she was asking every time.
Alright, okay. That looks back to you guys. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, Zarman relaxes as you decline his. Okay.
Oh my god!
She just zones out.
Aren't packs more terrifying when you think about the fact that they could just happen without fucking changing your class?
Fucking Curse Archive, man! I was immediately with that shit!
Yeah, she's like, oh, dude.
Yeah, I was like, I was thinking about it, it's like, but he does that, he said we, and he says, but, I know it.
She's like,
Oh,
thought this was
man.
like a library membership card, but it's like a little bit deeper. Wow.
Oh, man. Oh,
They only do it for figures that they know are historically significant. They're like, hey, your journal sounds like it would be interesting.
Okay.
It's just your journal.
Yeah.
Also, perception check.
Shoot.
For just her.
Wait.
Just her. You guys were too far back.
The names in the fucking book.
Yeah, it's the names on the book.
Oh, perception. I'm gonna re-roll that with some channel divinity.
Yes.
What'd you get?
And 26.
26. All right. So a few names on there actually pop out with that one. All right. You see Demetrius of Cocytus.
Of course.
You see Pridwin, which kind of almost explains his journal there.
Yeah.
You also see the princess of Avale.
Oh shit!
How old is she again? 15?
15.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit!
If they don't play around, just saying.
Dope. She looks up to their
You know how
sister.
adventurous she is. That girl goes off wherever the hell she wants to. You think she didn't find out about Suntown in her own city?
Yeah.
Oh, guys. Oh. I don't know. I was. Yeah.
Those are 3 names that really stand out to her.
Those are the names that stand out with that, yes.
She's,
Right, I mean, that's fairly impressive considering she's under the influence.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
she's wow.
Yeah, it's just on that page too. Alright, so
Yeah, you don't even know about the fucking other.
Whew.
Another Wolford name comes out again!
I don't know, guys, but I feel like Takaro would have been a little bit angry.
something that tells you though is also that Pridwin did this recently, not a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck.
So, yeah.
They've been fucking. So. They do the. Oh my god, I have so many things!
So, yeah, Honey just looks around like, I don't think Takaro would have approved right there.
Right, something tells me, us putting paranoia into Pred1 made him do it.
Yeah, right? Like,
That shit would be funny.
like he's not thinking, he's like
Yeah,
he's still
'cause,
thinking with his plan, but
In
maybe
order, was the Pred1 like one of the more recent ones, or even later than Princess's
Yeah.
Stone?
No, it was after the princess.
Fuck, that was recent! Oh my god!
That's fucking funny.
Oh, holy moly!
Yeah.
Oh
not,
shit!
and not the most recent on that page, right?
Oh,
Keep in mind also that the princess being down in Port Valiant was not something she was supposed to have been doing. It was like a
That's right.
surprise visit and they had to accommodate it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she just knows things that are going on.
oh, fuck! She's
Because
fucking.
yeah. Meta-wise, we
curse-
know what that logic can do,
right.
but you know.
Ah, fuck!
So Pred1's all like, huh, I actually need to get these guys to actually work with me. Fuck.
Yeah, she like shakes herself off like, fuck.
Wait,
Would she
fucking
know
Marvel.
if like that there's a difference between verbal stuff and then written down things, right?
No, it depends on the ones, right? Like certain ones that are more powerful can do it just by talking and making it in a verbal one.
But
And more
Less
like the
powerful
devil.
ones have to get
so,
third contract, but it's not a difference actually.
So-
Fays will sometimes use written contracts. It's about power.
okay, so this one seemed
So-
like it was purely with written.
Yes,
Stuff.
it could have been possibly just symbolic for the fact that it was a library, so maybe it just does things written because it's about writing. So in general, you would think if it was written, then you're working with an intermediary or something that's
Okay.
like
Sounds
a smaller, like weaker patron.
Yeah, because he said we, so that's what it was
Yeah.
like. Me is like, this is some proxy. This is a proxy of the
Yeah, that's why
current
she was just
archive.
like, oh, that was more than I would wanted to chew.
The reason why she asked that question's all like, fuck, if that was something else, I could have been caught.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, huh.
yeah. If that was something else, you wouldn't have to pack for that thing with just your word. Like if that was like the devil.
She's like,
Yeah, and that's also another reason I'm enjoying the Gestalt shift is that like getting accidentally trapped into packs with devils and stuff because they like to fuck with wording and like
Yeah.
So you have to make sure not to
circumstances and
give your
shit.
word
Yep.
so easily.
Right.
I mean, I was already on that with Zell, but man, you gotta be really careful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, Thurman's a fucking weirdo anyway, so it's fine.
no, that, yeah. That's why she's like, oh, I just thought they like to collect it. Oh, wow, I was drunk. Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
It got sobered her up.
Yeah, like,
Almost tied it, dude. That was gonna be so interesting.
I was like, okay, black candle. That will like bring Thalia into realizing what this.
you're like,
is.
oh, yeah, no. Huh.
Oh wait.
No,
No.
she's like on that good tea and that good grass.
She's just like, library card, dope, boy.
Right. She got this fuckered up just to research the information she got from the vision, and then this random shit happened. Of course, she's gonna fuck around with it until it was something she realized she shouldn't have.
Oh man, at least it wasn't fucking like you sign this or die.
Yeah.
was it fucking complete
On the
trap?
upside, she did have like 2 really good martial characters right there, though.
No, you see, they can't make you make pacts under force of death. You have to do it willingly. Willingly is a gray area that they will ride, but under threat of death is very clearly in the not willing section. That's kind of like if it's not under threat of death, then that's when it starts getting in the gray area that they're willing to work with.
So
That's that they can do the Omido thing of it's your own fault for this happening.
Just to
Yeah, exactly.
God, you're so close though.
Yeah, I was just like, well,
You're so excited. I was like, what? I knew it the minute he said "we." I was like,
well,
"We."
the thing about
Fuck.
that is just like, if you just want to just like ask, bro, it's like it's fine.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah. So, but she's like, I'll just like donate it. I don't have to like sign a book. Shit.
Oh my god.
She's
The
like,
minute-
The book signing ensures that
It's actually
you know,
fully
you're-
willing. But she,
Well, yeah, not just fully willing, but also that like when you die, like if you fell into a volcano or something, that like your stuff
would
would
just
still
take
teleport to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just teleport immediately to them at death.
Mhm.
And so this is like because they know how adventurers get. You fuckers are like always checking
Wait.
into volcanoes and out
All
of
I'm
Wait.
picturing though is Hanu
airships.
dies, we revivify her or something, and then we have to go
Wait.
back to the archive and be like, "Give me back my
Wait,
journals.
wait.
I'm not dead yet."
Wait.
Well, she could
What
check
if?
out any book.
What if Pridwin? Oh fuck. Never mind. I'll keep that secret for now.
I
just
mean,
thought of
I can
something.
think of many reasons why he would have fucking signed it.
Okay.
I know. I'm thinking of
And
a
the
certain
things he would have
reason.
found out as a result of that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of a certain reason why he would do that. Never mind. We're good.
Okay. Anyways, guys, that was oh boy. I'm gonna. leave.
Cells is sitting waiting at the freaking bridge with everybody else. Because we're just like, we might as well go back together. He says to Babette.
And as you guys make it back to the bridge, you see the rest of your allies, and there it is, arching over as people are popping in and out. You look at each other, and Fee makes a little clip of, "Oh, actually, I've been thinking about it. I think that I'm going to stay for a couple of days. I mean, after all, I'm still going to come out just at the same time that you guys are going through, aren't I?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That how that works? Yeah.
make some friends. It's okay.
They've got the Madronits thing coming up here. They've got witches from all over the world that are coming here to celebrate.
Yeah.
I have to see what
Of
that's like.
course, there you go. This is a different side that I think.
She'll
we
just
need-
come out a little bit older for
Just
mine.
a few
now.
days older.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the first step into a different life if you explore it. Within reason, okay?
Oh, what'd you find out in the library?
Oh boy, I'm about to spill some teeth to you. She'll leave out a few
Huh?
things later.
When I get back.
Yeah, I'm still not feeling so well, guys.
Huh. It looks just kind of like whispers to Zarman. Was she okay in there?
It was information.
Nah. Okay.
A
Gotcha.
demon tried to bring her into a foul pact, but her wisdom saw through it.
Yeah,
That was another thing that happened.
I need to like not, I need to
Huh.
be sober. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get out of here before more demons want to contract into something.
Yeah.
Drinking brows.
If that does happen, feel free to smack me, guys.
Well, we'll smack you before you hopefully not sign something like
Yo, yeah, that would be something, right?
that. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, if I would have saw you picked up the claw, I would have tried to say something, but
Frickin' tackle me. You have my permission.
Oh, we have your permission?
Yeah,
Alright, I'll keep that.
yeah, right.
Noted.
You're still drunk. I'll wait for that permission while you're sober.
Zell already noted it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. She just pounds like warrior salute Genasi Sue like I'm fucking ready.
Okay.
Through and
he takes
through.
Haru's hand. It's like, come on, let's go.
Ah, yeah.
Come on, you
Alrighty.
drunkard. Step out.
And you guys, see Fee like wave goodbye, a few rings of her bicycle bell as she bicycles off into Suntown.
Okay, bye.
You all turn and walk across the bridge, and for a moment, there's just that bright light kind of peeking through as you step across, and then all of a sudden it casts with this bluish hue as you see Suntown fade away. And once more, you're standing back in an alley. The moon right overhead. Bit of a chill winter breeze meets you, reminding you of the seasons. And you can see out across the street where you just come the bits of flurries that have managed to make their way through the controlled biome in this city. It must be a cold night.
Do you have the thing in our hands?
Babette, you look
Babette
into
was
your
pretty sad.
hand, and you are holding, yes indeed, an umbrella.
Is it magical?
Looking at it, yes it is.
Ooh, what?
Is it gonna let me
Cool.
fly like Mary Poppins?
What school magic?
Looking at it, it seems to actually have illusion magic.
Oh. Dell would just kind of. Well, I have to go somewhere. I think it's about time. But before that, go touch it real quick and cast Identify on it. What does it do?
Looking at it, if you open the umbrella up and hold it above you, the person underneath it is invisible. It
Oh,
takes
that's
one hand to hold it. It takes one hand to hold it and treats the person underneath it as if they are underneath the effects of the greater invisibility spell.
Oh my god!
Oh my
what?
god.
It
That's-
requires attunement.
That's
Yeah.
fucking sick!
But-
So it's only the person attuned to it and under it, right?
Under
Yeah.
it. Oh,
Okay.
that's
I assume the
cool.
umbrella is invisible as well.
What was that? Oh,
The
yeah,
umbrella
the umbrella
is-
is invisible as well. Yeah.
Like all of a sudden there's a floating umbrella.
That-
No.
Perfect
No,
thing
you
for a
open it
rope.
up, and when you put it above you, you are invisible.
Well,
So-
It does
like-
require you to hold it with one hand.
So like
yes.
tells Babette, it's like, that shit's cool. That shit's real cool.
It is an action to open it, and it is a free action to close it.
Oh, that's
my God.
fucking sick.
Babette holding that, fighting with a rapier.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see a reason to use
Anybody on the
daggers.
battlefield with True Sight just sees Babette holding this umbrella over her head, fighting.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
It's, that's
Yeah.
cool. We should definitely talk about that more when I get back, because I think it's time. I'll see you guys later. And he just sprints.
wait, the bike.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Activate the haste on his
Yeah.
gauntlet, and he's
Haste.
gone.
Okay, and she just awkwardly carries her bike with her. Okay.
Faster than the bike.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's an attunement slot
She
because
will
fuck
put a shoulder over his arm, like her hand over his arm and shoulder, and just lean in, bumps her head to his. These are the names I saw on there. And she will show him a slip of paper.
What's on it?
Just the three names that I don't remember off the top of my head because I'm tired. But
Yeah,
I
it's
know it was
Pridwin.
Co.
Yeah.
Pridwin
Prince.
Co. Jacqueline La Aveline, And the third one is Mar Wolford.
Yeah, Mar Wolford.
And Demetrius of Cocytus.
Oh yes,
Demetrius
Demetrius. Sorry.
Cocytus. Yeah. So,
I'm curious. It's Mar spelled M-A-R-A?
Yes.
Okay.
Mara. Okay.
okay. And then she will just take out a match from her incense stuff and just burn it.
There you go.
Yeah. You heard what was at stake, so we know that they have access to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the names from the journals when we were talking.
Yeah,
there.
no, I think it was
Yes,
Demetrius was
my
the
bad.
first, then Pridwin,
Yes.
then
Yeah.
Jacqueline, yeah.
Yes. Demetrius and then Pridwin and then Jacqueline.
Yeah. But,
Or
but,
was the other journal.
but yeah,
The journal she
oh
has.
boy.
Pridwin was also a journal, which is why I went
Mhm.
off on a journal tangent.
Yeah, the one she has right now is about with Mar Wolford.
You didn't buy
Huh.
that journal, right? You just bought the Omedo
No,
stuff?
I shouldn't. That was too expensive. She did the Omedo stuff and then the small one from Wolford.
The Mar Wolford. Yeah.
Yeah, she did not buy the 7K one from Pridwin. She bought the small one.
Yeah.
Well, it was 7K for both the Pridwin one and the fucking
The,
It was like 7.5 with both, and then it was only
the
500.
orations.
yeah.
There was 500 for the
Al
exactly.
Rozar was his name.
It was the
Yeah,
guy we
sorry,
fought.
Al Rozar, thank you.
Yeah.
Aruzar.
So yeah, it was both. So it was that combination, those trios.
I do enjoy the fact that Mar in Hebrew means bitter.
Mm-hmm.
Bitter protector, if you were to say it right there.
Right. Well,
We put the name together. I don't know. I like meanings of names.
I gotta sleep this off, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, let's head over to Grant's. No, sorry, let's try for Fee.
Oh yeah, she.
Fee
yeah.
comes through right afterwards as well. She is, by the way, got a witch hat and a witch broom, and she also, for some reason, has elf ears, and she is also the size of a pixie. So,
What?
I think you had a little bit of fun, didn't you?
Madronin in Suntown is amazing! Mosquito says.
How? I think I had way too much stickweed now.
All of a sudden, poof, she pops back out into her normal size,
Just-
and she was like, you can still see that for some reason she's got like almost like pixie-like features, though. Like says that it takes a little while to wear off.
Okay, she has some.
Okay, we don't have to explain that to Gran. Good.
Yeah. She's in the middle of like sniffing something to clear everything else out and just stops and puts it away. Okay, I wasn't hallucinating. Okay.
we lit the freaking grandchild. Go to a freaking party to Burning Man. We just left her there.
Whew.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm not there. Good luck, guys.
Okay, guys. Well.
Well, let's head back.
Pile into the car, the family car, and you make your guys' way back towards Rosemary. Zale, as you make your way running breakneck speed towards the place where you were told her show was going to be, which is nearby that theater that had been the movie theater you'd seen in 1983. But at this point, still an opera house. However, a shut down one. All right, and as you can see that it's recently shut down. A couple of the businesses here have, and a bit of the cold winter wind snaps by like a newspaper. The words war being about the only thing that you can see. And for a moment, the streets here don't look too different from the ones you had seen in 1983. You can almost ignore the lack of skyrise towers, the cold winter wind, and that newspaper snapping by reminding you of an impending threat of Yalamite invasion. And this just having been boarded up, but evidently a day ago, as you hear a couple kind of walk by remarking upon it, saying, "Oh man, they shut it down?" The other one makes a remark about how their kid just recently passed away on the front lines, and so they spent the money for funeral rites and to move out to the countryside. And they're like, seems like a lot of people are doing that type of stuff these days, running off to the front lines or heading off to the country, try and get away from the city that doesn't have the infrastructure to support it. And you see a lot of empty storefronts like that on your way until you hear the sound of thundering bass and really rocking guitar. And you know you've made it to the right place as a couple of people are sitting out front smoking some cigarettes. This wood elf with a leather jacket and a bit of a slick back hair. Kind of got a bit of a greaser look to him. And there's a gnome female with also kind of like pulled back slicked hair, but more wild. And they're sitting there with nothing but leather and studs and attitude as the door opens up and you catch it as a few people go out and make your way inside. You feel a hand immediately on your shoulder and a familiar voice in your ear as I figured I'd catch you here sooner or later. Though your girl's already a couple of sets in. Did you hear something about being fashionably late? Because that's not actually true when it comes to your romantic interest.
Damn it. No, I wasn't expecting to be late. Time. Summertime. Weird time things. But hi, Cal. I kinda expect you to be here.
Nah, just getting to know the city. Plus, I mean, Stary and the Advocate, which I wasn't actually really certain that you had actually married. I mean, there was a rumor about it, but you know how things go amongst famous people. They love to gossip about that stuff.
Yeah. By the way, I have a question for you. Something I was just going past. That
No,
opera
yeah,
house-
you're definitely divorced in the future. Oh, some opera house, yeah. What about which opera house?
the one that's closing down nearby. Did you hear how much they're selling it for?
Whoa, real estate mogul over here. Didn't really ask, and it's not really the type of thing they put on the front window, but pretty sure you could ask about it.
Yeah,
Feeling
I was...
nostalgic? I didn't take you for a theater person.
No, just... lot of empty stores and a lot of lost arts being lost. Thought maybe restoring some things would be nice. Maybe a different way, but no, no.
No, I think that's actually a really, really good idea. No, I mean it. That's the type of thing that can really make a difference in times like these. There's a lot of people out there with a lot of power, and they're all going to be using it to make themselves have more power after this. People like you and the Paradoxes? Pretty rare.
Well, thank you, Cal, for the compliment.
On that note, however, I was actually having a similar idea recently.
Hmm.
Well, you may not know it about me, but I'm a bit of a thespian myself. A lover of the arts and theater. Seeing that shut down opera house really got my heart hurting. Thinking about how much history really is being lost. In my day, that's a movie theater. Do you know that?
Yeah, I think Colin talked about it.
Well, I mean, at the same time, when I grew up, we learned that a lot of the conflict of this era created some really, really rad idea. And while some of the stuff that's being lost should be protected, a lot of the things that are changing need to be, fostered, given place to grow. And I was thinking maybe I'd start like my own tavern, or maybe I don't know, a venue, a space for the creative. Maybe you could even get Wisteria and the Advocates play.
We'll see what she says. I was actually thinking about also another idea of kind of like a tavern, but where people can sing their heart's content. Anybody. So, just fun. I haven't thought of a name yet.
I don't know. I think that the idea of just breaking out in song is something that you're either really going to find amongst sailors or in places like Xiaola or Omido. That's where that kind of market would be. Alvalians, if they're not good at it, they are going to judge you.
That's good to know then. Yeah.
Some things
just-
never change.
But yeah. I don't know. Just thinking of all these lost things and the amount these people have losing through just war, people who have power who misuse it, put it nicely. I don't know, recently it's been making me sad. It's not what people wanted, but they're kind of caught in the crossfire about really having their own choices that matter. See why they get angry. If you feel like you're not being heard by the people you're, I guess, was supposed to believe in.
Well, that's what Vox is all about. It means voice, after all.
I know, I just don't.
When people don't feel heard, they're gonna make sure that they're heard in the only ways they think they will be heard. And really, the only cure to that is giving them other ways of talking.
That's what we're trying to do. I just.
Speaking of which,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, cut out.
Yeah, I think cut out.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that was a nice cutout.
Right?
I was like, oh, probably Mysterious coming up. By the way, Babette, do you want to be an actor again? That's a little pause right here.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
uh,
I'm thinking of rebuying that opera house for us.
Mike, you back?
Yeah.
I just realized because I didn't take out the gold for the for overall stuff for the tea.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh wait, we'll be later.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah, no, my phone died. Was
Oh, okay.
cut out.
You were at. Speaking of talking,
Speaking of which,
Oh,
Speaking of
yeah,
which-
speaking of which, there's no real easy way to ask this, but if I want to be able to give people a place to be able to have a voice, which really is the only cure to this kind of problem. These people lash out and try to be heard the only way they can because they don't have any other places to be heard. And that's really what we're talking about, isn't it? But not everybody's as blessed as your group is. Not everybody has the means to be able to make a difference in the world. Which kind of brings me down to the nitty gritty. It's not easy to ask, but I was wondering if I could get a loan. I'm going to put it to good use, I promise. Just start up this easy venue, bar here in the city, and really focus on giving it as a place that artists can come. The
Express-
the palace where I met everybody was kind of like that place. As run down and trashy as it may look on the outside, it was a second home to some of the smartest people in the world. And thinking something like that, with a few less holes in the wall, maybe.
someone to vent down, let out the hearts.
Exactly.
No, I think it's a good idea. Talk with
Perfect.
Zarman.
Awesome.
Say Zell, if he asks, you talk to me. I think it's good. I think bringing life back to the city through arts, through work, through relying on hearing the people's voice. I think it's going to be beneficial. I think it's going to be helpful.
I'm glad you agree. But do you think you could maybe talk to Zarman for me? I'm gonna be honest, he kind of intimidates me.
If you're just honest with him, he's actually not that intimidating.
Yeah, but you grew up together, so
I'll talk to him when I get back then. I may have to talk to him about the opera house anyway, so we'll still that in.
much appreciated.
How much are you asking? Just so I have a number.
Just a little 31,800.
Alright.
Awesome. Well, I'll leave you to your loveboarding. And you look up at the stage and you can see it's like they're like finishing up this stat, and Wisteria like from across the room like meets your eyes. And with that, that's where we will end this session. We will catch up on little in between conversations and stuff that can happen throughout the week. If you guys want to RP getting home to Rosemary's, feel free to continue on with that stuff. But when we pick up next week, we will be, discussing how everybody's downtime and stuff is going. After we fully reintroduce Ember back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just so it's off the top of my head, I forgot to take 200 out of for the gold for the tea stuff that she bought and all the other things. Can I borrow 750 from you? I mean, 275 from you, Zarman. I'll pay you back. She would have said after, like, in between that, 'cause she's like, shit, I'm extra short. Fuck. Would that
So
have been
275.
Yeah, 275.
You start with 750.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's
And how
alright.
much money did Cal just fucking ask for?
31,280.
No, it's 31,800.
800. That's what it was.
That's more than any building we've bought so far.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm guessing it's gonna upgrade it immediately.
I'm guessing that's for the whole project.
Yeah. It's probably gonna
Yeah,
it's probably gonna upgrade to like a tier 3. Cause it's like tier 3.
He's got a couple of rooms that he's placed inside of this.
Yeah, no, but also I was
No,
thinking,
the exorbitant cost price on that is definitely a red flag of bring it up in a conversation for certain, because you Zarman did the numbers on things up to this, so you know what the numbers are supposed to look like. So
Right.
when you hear about that number in particular, it'll end up bearing further scrutiny.
So that's about 15 times more than each building we built.
I know. I would just say, this is why I'm talking to you first. But he kind of, in a way, to describe what Zell was feeling, he kind of caught Zell in kind of a moment where he was very reflecting.
Which I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, he's a manipulative bastard.
I know.
Okay,
I know.
let's be honest about what just happened.
Oh
there.
yeah, no, he definitely manipulated Zell way. He's definitely in a reflecting kind of mood. So no, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things of, why, man, just come to me and ask. I kind of want to see how the fuck this number got conjured.
That's why he tried to send
Zale first. Yeah.
Zale before, so he didn't have to do the conversation.
Yeah, but
I'm
it's just
intimidated by him. He said, "I do not want to lie to that guy."
It's definitely the case where like Zell would bring it up, but again, Zell's final word is Zarman. If Zarman says no, then Zell's like, "I'm sorry, Cal." And Zarman said no. I mean, that's
It's just gonna end up being Zarman's gonna just ask him, or just tells out. Well, just have him ask me, and you can discuss what it's actually going into.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
But
but
you're
definitely
taking a loan for all this money because you obviously have a use for it, all right? You should show me where it's all going. And then, like, have somebody else help keep track of how these numbers are balancing out. Probably Roxy.
Yeah.
Roxy's like, oh, you're laundering there.
Yeah, right.
That
All of them probably know
I would
too.
just- I would just say, like, have Roxy there too, just so she can see where the numbers probably don't add up.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
But I was also
Man, the problem is that like I love this because like it's actually like a little mystery within the group, right? For inter-party conflict type of shit, right? But like,
Nobody really trusts Cal at this point.
no, and they're not supposed to, all right? And it's good.
Yeah.
This is like to elicit why you're not supposed to trust him. Is this whole thing here? But I will tell you this much: the instinct will immediately be right, but he's also smart enough to know that he figured you would be sus of the numbers and to have come up with fake things to cover each of the costs. So
Eliza's gonna be here.
yeah, which is why Eliza is there to eventually like,
and Roxy.
because on paperwork he will cover his bases on that shit. You know, he's an assassin. He's an assassin from the future. Covering up paperwork is part of that job, right?
Yeah.
And so
Roxy's gonna immediately find the fucking.
But little did he know, he was using the prices of 1983, not the
oh man,
inflation
Roxy's
marks.
gonna love Cal because Cal is great with his paperwork.
Yeah.
Right? So,
It's just
like, yeah,
She's gonna be like, oh, this makes my job easier.
yeah. This is really a job for Eliza, for the pro detective in the group.
Hell
because,
yeah.
Uh, other people's instincts will be on par, but being able to prove those instincts is, I mean, you know, It's gonna be hard. It's like you're literally trying to catch a pro assassin doing a crime, right? But the crime is just like not killing somebody. It's just like whatever the hell he's doing with
What
this
is
money.
he doing?
Yeah. What is he
Oh,
doing?
stuff like
It's
that.
just
He always
just
has
a
to
really big slip and slide down into a ball pit. That's what he puts it all on.
Oh,
After all of this, it ends up being something really dumb, like going into a ball pit.
goodness gracious.
I have
But yeah,
a-
I was just saying, like, the other topic is like, I was definitely thinking the Opera House though, knowing that it's closed. I'm thinking that's a pretty good one to fucking bring back, especially how like, because I was thinking like, yeah, we got the like new historical thing of like Maelstrom, but also preserving old history
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like shops and like especially the theater right there. It's gonna be a really good like.
You will see when you bring that up, Babette will be like, I'm not even gonna roll deception. You'll kind of see her be like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good idea. And inside she'll be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, yes.
Yeah, because I was also thinking out of character, that could be your establishment. I was
Well, I mean, we already planned on building something for like a theater or opera house for her by
I was
or
thinking
in
connecting.
Montelakache.
Mm-hmm.
And
But I was thinking
it'll
like,
there's going to be a teleportation circle there that she could even go from the atrium to there.
yeah. But I was thinking also just the historical value of this one being in Hearthfine. I mean,
She
again,
has
we'll
options
find
for
out more, but definitely
establishments,
something I want to like pursue it a little bit more, find out more about it. Because I had kind of, I don't know, I had a gut feeling. Usually with gut feelings, you should go for it. So.
Then you end up 30 years older. Woo!
All right, listen. It was the
To
ghost.
be fair, the Tsunera pushed that one.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's still gonna bring it up. But
Oh yeah, how much gold was it again?
31
275 gold.
275. But
So
yeah.
it's 27 platinum and 5 gold.
Yeah. So she's completely out of gold. But that's she's giving you an IOU.
Mhm. And just so I remember, this is the Opera House, right?
yes.
The opera house that the movie theater was in, yeah.
Okay.
Do we
Probably would have heard Babette
That's
just
not
going,
the one that
oh.
you were at. No, it's not the one you were just at, but that is a opera house.
Oh, which one was the one we passed by?
Yeah, that's in Montcommerce, the same district
Somewhere
you were
here.
already in.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
It's the smaller one, you know.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I was
So
thinking,
A bunch of those
Yeah,
things.
this one is
are
probably a
not.
historic landmark. This is just right now.
Mm.
It has some
Yeah.
history within the neighborhood, but not as the city itself.
Exactly.
yeah, that's what I'm still thinking that it's still historical.
Yeah, yeah. So,
It's still something.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think she'd be a super great resource, but better than, you know, anybody else in the group. Babette would probably have like a, here's all of the places that, you know, are part of Auvalian childhoods kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, because again,
Everyone knows that
our
it's
main
cool.
objective and our main like belief is connecting to the people, and Zell definitely had it kind of the moment when he was running by all these closed shops and everything like that. Is we and kind of like again, even though what Cal was manipulated, what he said wasn't wrong though.
Yeah.
Definitely bringing back these places and giving it kind of a a secure kind of like, hey, your home is still here. I think would be really good.